Welcome one, welcome all to the NJCAAE Week 9 match of the week. Last week of the regular season, it's going to be Trinity Valley Community College versus Carl Albert SC. I'm joined once again by the one and only Shakir. Shakir, how you feeling today?
I'm feeling pretty good. We're unfortunately both of these two teams are mathematically eliminated, so this is kind of their send off, their final moments. So I think we should still see a lot of energy because pride is still on the line, and of course this is the last time these two teams are going to play in this league. So I would imagine you leave everything, literally everything, on the server right here. So I am excited for this matchup that we've got ahead of us.
Yeah, exactly. And going into it, I mean, this is going to be the match of the week. These two teams are very evenly matched, and they want to end out their season on a positive note, get that momentum heading into next season. That's where it all starts, baby. It all starts with a single win. So we're just about to be getting into this one. Our first map will be Haven. That's going to be followed up by Ascent. And finally, our tiebreaker, if needed, will be Bind. Now, I believe it is going to be, if I remember correctly, Trinity Valley starting attack on all three maps. So we're gonna have actually more of the same on all three of these. Not something you see very often. So interesting to see why each team feels more comfortable on the attack side, defending side for all three maps. Now that being said, heading into this one, do you have any predictions for as far as the kind of compositions we're gonna be seeing here? Because I just finished up watching the Liquid Loud game. I saw pretty much the exact same team comp on both sides for Ascent here. And we're going to be getting that as our second map. So for me personally, I think we're going to be seeing a lot more KO today. I think we're going to be seeing a lot more KO in general as more teams start to realize exactly how strong that suppression is. I mean, we saw going into some of these sites, it's a direct counter to things like the Chamber, like the Killjoy, like the Jet. There's just it's so versatile and so flexible as we get into this agent select. Already Sneaky Duck looks to be hovering the KO. We may just get that locked in early on here, even for Haven. Not even quite the map that we're used to seeing the KO on, but it can be viable on quite a bit.
Yeah, I see the chamber locked in as well for Big Nerd on the Carl Albert side. With both of these two teams, out, there's no stakes on the line here, really. So I do hope we get to see some left field stuff, really stuff that typically would be unsafe, maybe, or out of the meta. Although, who can really define what the meta is truly at the current stage? But I'd like to see some experimentation, right? See if you can do anything loopy, anything risky to catch an edge over your opponent. It looks like the Carl Albert side's pretty much locked in, and I'd imagine we get that Jet locked in as well. Trinity has a little bit of a different composition they're going with. Actually, a couple overlaps, Brim, the KO, but Zen's on the Sova. The Reyna gets locked in, the Sage as well for Cookie. So we do get a couple of differences here, but the big thing that sticks out to me for Carl Albert, they have the Chamber, they have the Jet. They're starting on the defending side. I would not be surprised if we saw a double op, at least in the form of the Tour de Force and the op at the very least.
Yeah, really interesting to see a potential double op come out on a map like Haven, especially without Sova. This seems to be one of Sova's better maps. So really interesting to see the differences, the small differences in team compositions here. You don't see a lot of these collegiate teams, especially passing up on the Sova, just because the info it's pretty easy to garner. But
Yeah.
let's see what Carl Albert has in store for us. I mean, like you said last week, time to bring out all the stops, all the big guns. If you've been working on any team comps, any experimental ones, this is the time to bring them out right now, and we'll see exactly how much they can get done with it. Big Nerd, I'm going to be looking at specifically the Chamber. Seems to be something that's more active in NA than any other region. We tend to like our Chamber over here, as we see the ceremonial little ritual that'll worship the
Go
pupper.
around, go around Bruno a little bit.
Exactly. Good juju for your first round as we see all the pistols
Yeah.
already coming out. We're ready. 5 seconds. Here we go. Carl Albert SC versus Trinity Valley Community College. Let's get this underway. Early moves towards mid. No tripwire being set up here. That's an early knife already. They're trying to run through here. The wall's going up. They're going to get a very early plant, largely uncontested. Still several players on the site. There are fireworks waiting to be unleashed right now. Snow's going to have the first kill. That's a freebie. An overheal for Reyna this early on in the retake is really not going to be pretty. He's really looking for a spray down of his own. Can't quite get it. Instead, traded out 22 HP on Big Nerd. He's going to have a difficult task ahead of him if he wants to get himself back onto the site because there are so many bodies around here. Snow hits him through the smoke. Snow looks for more, can't get it, but Kenma is here. 10 HP. One more Brimstone. He's got his back turned the wrong way. Very nearly gets the kill regardless. It looks like the attackers get out by the skin of their teeth for this first round.
Yeah, the two Brims got very buddy-buddy there. Reflex tucked away in the corner. Not the fastest of reflexes, but I think it was intentional. Practice a little bit of that trigger discipline, and then ultimately getting that final kill in. You don't normally see a B-rush on the opening pistol round. It usually doesn't even go in the favor of Trinity Valley, but it was a very easy take. That Sage Wall went down. I mean, that spike was planted probably within 15 seconds of the start of the round. You know, if we were to go back and watch that, if not less than that, I was incredibly quick. So they came ready to play here.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice Sova lineup as well. Where's this one going to go? Back plat just doesn't see Kenma though. Great positioning here, hiding around the smoke. It actually gets no info. There comes the drone. Now Kenma should have a teammate shoot this out for him. Like the Kenma actually exposes himself. So now everyone is known on the site. All the information has been gathered. They're still able to set up a nice crossfire. 2 go down. Big Nerd gets a third. They actually had the man advantage on Carl Albert despite losing the first round. That we could see a potential thrifty here, thanks to some ill-fated smoke shenanigans from Trinity Valley.
Yeah, they were so ready to commit to that stack. They already had 3 leaning towards C, 2 very quick to rotate over. Now the spike's heading to A, but they should have been able to pick up at least a couple of weapons potentially there at the top of the smoke. They might not have dared to venture there. They have. Okay, so there's a Spectre picked up as well, and there is a call for A. They should get the spike down, but hey, numbers advantage. The weapons plus the numbers should make this a fairly even fight here, I'd imagine, but it'll go down at Sage Slow. Carl Albert's pretty much there. I don't know if they, if Trinity's
30 seconds
not
left.
a team that commonly plays the fakes and the rotates and such, but, Carl Albert's been guessing their number every single day of the week, because as soon as that Sova dart goes off, I mean, it's incredibly telegraphed, and the whole rotation can come in, the whole defense can get through. And that little info play is actually costing them here at every single round. And
10
since then, yeah,
seconds
they walled themselves out of B, and that's it.
Yep, 10 seconds left. Zen gets headshot.
One enemy
Just
remaining.
a sad way to go. Reflex is the last man standing. He's got 100 HP to work with. Gets the second one down. Might be able to grab a Vandal. Just snags it, but no. Father Fwiggy. He's there, and like you said before the broadcast, that's a great name.
It is a great name. Sneaky Duck, Ochos. In general, I think that team is Carl Albert's full of great names.
They're stacked, yeah. Really
Father Fwiggy
nameplate
especially.
stack there.
I feel like there's a lot of swagger in that username, right? Like, that's somebody who's playing with a lot of bottom of the scoreboard, but a lot of confidence with it.
Exactly. His team would not be 6-1 without that kind of name.
Yeah, I mean,
That being said, we gotta line up towards middle again. I really hope they don't go for the same plant, because it is shown time and time again that hasn't been the easiest to maintain, especially against a comp like Carl Alberts. Now we have a quick A rush. Oh, that's a stim beacon. They're gonna get there quick as lightning. Out come the slow orbs though. Sneaky Duck is looking to contest here. Just slinks into the corner. The question is, do they actually remove him from this position? There's a pop flash waiting for him. They might have just seen his gun barrel poking out. Snow gets the better of him. No flash to come out. Snow's got a second entry. This is exactly what they needed. A third one here, but Big Nerd, he's posted up. Got 2 with the operator. 2 men left for Carl Albert now. But this is a fantastic flank. The timing is perfect. He's got 1. Shortens it to a 2v2 now. The Cypher has access to the site, and Kenma is coming in on the flank. This is a very late flank, though. I don't know if Trinity Valley is actually going to expect this.
One enemy remaining.
Yeah, very far
Neural
behind.
theft. Oh, and right from behind. Zen gets his head scalped. Reflex the last man standing. They know where he is now, though. He's got to contest with Kenma, and Kenma just headshots him. 6-1. 7-1 now, as Carl Albert cannot be denied.
Yeah, that's the round that Trinity needed to win, because now it feels like Carl Albert with a 6-round lead here in the first half. Now it feels like they're starting to run away with it. The money's still all right, but yeah, that is definitely worthy of a timeout there to rethink the strategy, because ultimately, also, when you look at it, they've gotten the plant down in previous rounds, but this honestly also felt like their best take. They got very lucky that they weren't pop flash. Pop flashed and Snow came in and got 2 entry kills. Then Big Nerd was traded out as well. They had the numbers advantage going into the post plant. It was their best odds, but Carl Albert has 6 rounds of confidence under their belt, so no respect given to the flashes. Even with the late flank, they pushed right on through the site before they had a chance to set up for a post plant and took him down. So that's the advantage mentally that you have with 6 rounds, not just the eco, but also the mental that you can show disrespect to the team that you're playing against, and you don't give them the time that they need to actually get set up. That was a must win, and that's brutal because they had all of the pieces there to win that round.
Yeah, really unfortunate stuff there from Trinity Valley, but credit where credit is due. Big Nerd getting 2 at the op before getting dropped was fantastic for the team. Was really able to put a halt to the momentum that Trinity Valley was building on that round. Trinity Valley, they find themselves in some dire conditions right now. They are able to buy up here, so they will have a full set of a full armory going into this round, and looks like they're opting in for a quick B hit. They're gonna have to try and do it around this jet. I mean, if they're able to draw out the op shot, nope. Kenma is already good for the kill. Drops the bomb out into the open to make matters worse. They're probably gonna have to smoke this off. Just able to pick that up.
Well, they have picked it up, and now they're redirecting to mid. And they're probably going to go with their classic B rush because that's what they like, and that's incredibly telegraphed. 3 players here waiting for it. They know it's coming. Snow gets the first, so that'll get them on site at least.
Well, that's a big shot, Dart. Very nearly getting kills, but Zen stuck in the corner. Big Nerd takes him out. That's the orbital strike to try and separate the team. Magui is able to spam one through, but look at the HP bars. Red all around. Single shot takes both of these players out from a weapon like Big Nerd's. 10 HP on one, 42 on the other. Not much to work with overall. And when the jet comes in, this is going to get even harder. Now they know where Magui is. Was able to shoot out the teleport.
Are they going to expect Reflex, though, in that cubby? He's been incredibly quiet this whole time. Both of them played with a huge lack of info.
30 seconds left.
That bomb is stuck there. And I mean, Sherman Magui on 10 HP, all they have to do is just wait. They just have to sit there. Flashbang. 18 seconds. I mean, they're going to have to make their move now. And Big Nerd, he expects it. He's got the first. The second one slowly creeping up onto the site. They're going to hear the plant now. Do they go to stop it? They just quickly move in. Reflex has got one, but the second one is right on his heels. He has no HP to work with. The bomb goes down, as does he. Reflex will have his grave right next to the defuse. 3 on the round for Big Nerd. And that's going to be the 8th on the board for Carl Albert.
Yeah, not much Reflex could have done in that situation. At least gets the 1, but that op still gets picked up. And again, I mean, it's just not able to find any space inside of a site. I mean, Snow got the 1 entry, and that is all that they were able to take. And then after that, it was even trades all the way down before we got our final 2. And what felt like a 60-second standoff. I mean, that one took forever. But, the opening frag goes the way of Carl Albert, and Trinity Valley don't really know anything. It doesn't feel like they're showing me anything in their playbook aside from WKB. And that's been their comfort. And it worked on the pistol when things could be a little bit scrappier, but once the weapons were a little better for the Carl Albert side, nothing to work with. Here's tight for Ocho. Only 1. Got 2 the last time, but that still evens up the scoreline.
Oh, yeah. Big Nerd Operator takes down Magui. I mean, I feel like I've said that time and time again. It's just Big Nerd really making a mess out of all the hits here, all the executes. In Trinity Valley, they're sent with their tails between their legs yet again. They are able to take out this jet on the exit. Kenma could open up some possibilities, but nope, it's just Kenma, a classic heist, gets 1, gets out with his life. And now, once again, we have the attacking side just cowering in fear as Big Nerd closes in on them. The clamps are coming down. The hands are tightening around the throat. Trinity Valley just really running out of oxygen here as Cookie is just stuck in a corner with only a Spectre. This is a sad sight to see. Hey, every comeback starts with a single kill, so maybe Sneaky Duck gets dropped here. Not likely, though, as Cookie not even looking to make a move, really. Just trying to survive.
Yeah,
Current objective, survive.
30 seconds. That's a lot of time you got to wait out. You painted quite a grotesque picture. I'd say it's fairly accurate. And there we go. That's a headshot on Sneaky Duck. I hate to say Big Nerd is popping off here. And honestly, every time you say Big Nerd, I feel like I'm watching Sesame Street here, and I'm getting taught a lesson somehow with all of this one.
Big Nerd
Big Bird
18
gets
and
Big
2.
Bird. That's the association I'm making.
I thought you were calling the Sesame
Also
Street
nerdy.
guys a bunch of nerds.
I mean, nothing wrong with that. I certainly learned a lot from Sesame Street in my day.
Yeah, like counting vampires, a big old nerd, bro.
Big ol',
Counting?
yeah.
Come on now.
How many
Who needs to learn that?
How many rounds does Trinity Valley need to make this comeback possible? Let's start there. Is it 1 round? 2 rounds? That's quite a few.
Yeah, it's gonna need to be a few. Kenma, he's got one. Doesn't get traded out though. Big Nerd from Garage has the cross. No smokes being used from the Brimstone to actually isolate him there. So another clean trade. And look at Trinity Valley, just not willing to commit to these hits. They're gonna get picked off one by one. They're very fortunate to not get another operator shot into the chest of Zen as they move across the map. They're going to try and get to this A side as quick as possible, but Big Nerd is just that much quicker. He's already posted up with an operator here in Trinity Valley. I mean, before they can even get any momentum going, they may just get stopped in their tracks. Out comes the drone. They will at least see one. Big Nerd opting not to teleport away, though. He wants to stand his ground and fight here, despite having all the info against him. And look at that. Him alone is enough to dissuade the hit. 37 seconds. Trinity Valley is running for the hills yet again. This time it might actually work out for them, though, as they were able to draw enough rotations. They should be able to get onto this B side, but we've seen this happen before. We've seen them get plants here before. It hasn't seemed to work out for them so far. What makes them think it'll be any different this time as Big Nerd swoops in yet again? This man has no fear in his eyes, even sprints through the orbital strike for even more. The gun barrel is poking out, and Big Nerd puts him down. He's got 3, looking for a 4th on the round, already holding Cookie. Cookie has to get through the smoke, hope for some kind of spam, but it's not likely. Instead, it's the reversal. Only a Marshall to be used and only a smoke to block him off is needed. 10-1, Carl Albert can't be stopped.
Again, another great looking round for Trinity, honestly, despite the buy disadvantage there that they were only on the half buy. They tucked tail and ran over to B at the perfect time. I would have loved to have seen them gone to C, but I guess they feel a certain comfort with that B site, but they go there, they get the spike down, and that one just comes up to Big Nerd with his ultimate confidence to dive right in towards the site once that Brim ultimate comes down, raining with the orbital strike. And because of that, then you get a player in a space they're not expecting, and he really opened up the site for that retake once again. So 10 for Carl Albert, all deserved, quite honestly. Very dominant every step of the way.
Oh yeah, and you already see Snow. They rely so heavily on Snow to actually get these opening picks. Something like this happens when Snow goes down early. I mean, all their confidence seems to be lost. Cookie not even willing to move out to try and trade it. Zen revives Magui, but not willing to cover Magui's body. Magui just gets instantly set down a second times. Ocho, he's got to throw it on the round, and really feels like anyone at Carl Albert can foil the plans of Trinity Valley at any time. Kenma's the last one to put the nail in the coffin. And at 11-1, Carl Albert does not really need a lot to close this map out.
And the saddest part is they had 5 ultimates there, Trinity Valley, but they got wiped out so quickly that only Magui and Snow were able to pop theirs. And Snow, of course, dying immediately walking out of the smoke. Same thing for Magui. So you still had Reflex, Zen, Cookie, the 3 of them unable to use their ultimates in that final round. That should open up you so much space depending on how you use it. But dying just so quickly. Any sign of presence. I mean, at this point, with 2 rounds away, Carl Albert wins this one. It's all but in the books. So they've been playing with a lot of confidence, just pushing Trinity Valley left, right, and center. It's actually been very exciting from the Carl Albert perspective. Done and dusted, it feels like.
Yeah, interesting lineup there Zen had in mind. Doesn't exactly take it. We can already see Carl Albert hitting the site from multiple angles, leaving out as a team. I mean, their tempo's just that much faster. In Trinity Valley, they're going to get planted on without really much resistance. Kenma just plowing through the smoke. That's a bit of lack of respect there. They get punished for it. Out come the shock darts, trying to hit logs. Instead, a second player is here, and he's going to get dropped down. Ocho, that is just as disrespectful as the first time you guys did it. And it's going to end in a worse result. Out comes Blind. Snow is able to enter onto this site. Big Nerd gets one, but he's stuck in a 1v3. It's got to be all up to him, and Snow gets the better of it this time. It's the second round. Trinity Valley doubles their round score in a matter of a single pistol fight.
If I'm gonna let it come down to one person, I would want it to be Big Nerd, but you know, that's an instance, excuse me, where their uber confidence and their lack of respect finally got punished, right? Because they're just pushing through smokes for absolutely no reason. Then all of a sudden, it's a 3-on-5 for Trinity Valley, and then they just had to play for trades, play in pairs. That retake was very beautifully done. A little bit of patience. They gave the 5-10 seconds for Carl Albert to show some disrespect, and they capitalized on it. A much-needed second round. I mean, at this point, they are pretty much begging for survival here. And so the Spectres and the Marshals here, and a little bit of an investment from Carl Albert as well. If they can somehow steal the momentum back like they did in the first half, then this game is done and dusted. So 2 pistols for Trinity, 2 rounds on the board as well. Need to win on a gun round.
Oh yeah, Snow has the Marshall outlaw. I'm surprised didn't hit that shot.
Yeah, surprising miss.
But Snow's willing to reposition. Go for a second.
Lived
Gave
fight
up a little
another
bit
day.
of room here. Yeah, I'll take his one overkill to get back up to full HP. Brimstone now slowly walking out, but there is a Marshall posted up. This is the best chance to do it. Cookie does get taken out by Kenma, though. Suddenly, this gets dicey. That's a Jet with full control over C. Instead, they decide to move on to A regardless. Zendo is able to post up the defense. Gets 2 before being dropped by Ocho. Ocho now dancing around the smoke. He's got another player to contest with. If Sneaky is able to kill off Snow here, suddenly this round becomes a lot more doable. And around the smokes, he is able to get the better of the positioning war. Down goes the bomb. 3-2 now, but Kenma is so low. All comes down to this. Reflex will be the front runner here. Moves out into the open, takes out Sneaky Duck, but gets caught looking the wrong way. The back of the head has been removed. Up top, Magui is good for both of them.
Wow.
Low HP on Kenma. Just a single shot was able to do it. 11-2, 11-3 now as Trinity Valley, they start to mount their comeback. They want to make us look stupid here, forever doubting them.
Yeah, hold on a second. Let me sit up. Trinity Valley. Because, again, we've seen that was an incredibly familiar round in that the advantage went Trinity Valley's way. And then all of a sudden, Carl Albert, no reason, started to come back in this round. And it really felt like they were going to close it out, re-steal this economy, you know, exactly like we saw way back in round 2. But Magui steps up there in heaven with the Spectre to pick up that double kill, to bring him on to 3. The unfortunate thing is that Carl Albert's buy here is actually going to be stronger, with the exception of a Sheriff on Kenma. Long range, you know what this guy can do with the sniper. He's a couple of pot shots. Not be surprised to see similar impact here with the Sheriff. Gets out with the ult orb too.
Yep, 11-3 now. This is Trinity Valley's chance here. Now, keep in mind that last round was a bonus round, so it coming down to being that close was really not the greatest of things for Trinity Valley, but you'll take any round you can get because you can't really afford to give them up at this point, as Kenma does get lit up there. Magui allowing no free access into Garage. You're going to have to pay with it with your health. Looking for a second now, though, but it's just the head sticking out. Big Nerd, that's all he needs to scalp you. He's already got one in the round. Looking for even more just around the corner. It's the Sage that eluded him. A Reflex, though, does barely manage to live through the smoke. 5 HP as Sneaky Duck is hot in his heels. Then get the headshot of his own. Trinity Valley is taking control here. They're dropping left, right, and center, but Big Nerd has something to say about it. He's got another for himself. So far, the only one with kills on his team for the round. Sneaky Duck able to get the bomb down as well. Now, Big Nerd really does have great access points here. He can really cut off the circulation. He's got another lined up. 2 more players right around the corner, though. He's waiting for their peak. Little jump spot there. Does get tagged once. Out comes the blind. A headshot very nearly the ace 4 on the round. It brings it down to a 1v1. Sneaky Duck has the opportunity to really stop Trinity Valley in their tracks right now.
A headshot will do it for either of them.
Through the wall. Look at how much spam he's able to get. 21 HP. It has to be a headshot for Sneaky Duck. but he is getting chipped away at. A single shot will do it, and Zen doesn't even need to see him. Hits him through the wall. He has just enough time to defuse this. Trinity Valley is back on the board.
Yeah, just in time. A 4K as well for Big Nerd, and it's still not enough. That's not something that I've associated with Carl Albert throughout the entirety of this game. But Trinity Valley. I'm getting both these schools mixed up here. Trinity Valley are showing up some fight, and there's a timeout by Big Nerd. This is the comms, you know. Hey, you guys are normal
Wow.
4K. Come on, what are we doing here? I almost had the ace. It's the last remaining player who goes up to finish the round for Trinity. That's a great round by Zen as well. Just playing the advantage, playing the time, getting through that box as soon as that position's confirmed.
Yeah, and you can kind of see why Carl Albert likes to go on the attacking side early on. It's just that they're able to build up this amount of momentum to the point where Trinity Valley has a really uphill battle to climb, but so far they're scaling just fine here. Now, at higher altitudes, mountain climbs tend to get a bit more tedious and a bit more dangerous. So as the rounds go on and Trinity Valley starts to ascend here, let's see how they do, how they adjust to Carl Albert. Especially after this timeout, they could be just coming up with a set piece right now, a strategy to really get onto a site fast and with force here. Let's see where they decide to line up as we have 20 seconds before this round starts. Heavy presence.
They're forcing.
Oh, they're forcing up, baby.
Yeah, I
They
mean,
want all the smoke.
This is a round to win, you know, if you're putting all this money, right? Because they have the rounds to give. You lose this, you have the eco, sure. You know, you give up 2 rounds before your next gun round. But if you win right here,
want to play, let's play.
You know, you take all the momentum away from Trinity Valley, and then you're just a round away. You've secured your overtime. So I do think that this investment is worth it. Look at how much space they've taken already, all the way up mid.
Yeah, you can definitely tell they're being given a lot more respect than they were afforded on the first half. Sneaky Duck has the knife ready to go. 2 players on the site. Shock darts to come out. We'll tag a few players, get them nice and ripened up for a few kills. 1 agent detected, another one in the corner. It's the Sage, not quite seeing. Cookie's got a second. Father Twiggy is able to trade it out, but not before Snow gets a headshot of his own. It's 2v3 now. Trinity Valley actually seeing the better of this trade so far. Carl Albert is just trying to survive right now.
Player standing.
And that spike down Magui. So it's all onto Ocho Toes. On the back of sight and a Spectre. Not the greatest weapons for it, but spotted as well. Now flashed.
Oh.
A headshot, but reflex, the better brim comes out there. Better weapon, I should say, and it's an easy defuse. Trinity Valley defensively are looking very strong. And that's despite the fact that I think Carl Albert, in my opinion, have a very aggressive composition. And it worked out for them in the first half, but now all of a sudden we've swapped sides. And despite being given a lot of room, haven't been able to convert.
Yeah, we talked about not having the Sova on this map, and not having the Sova is really stifling to your attack power on a map like Haven, just because there's so much different info these arrows could be getting you in these situations. The back of B, with all these smokes going down, you can see the players kind of tucked behind it, maybe even get a few free spam kills through the smoke. Without all that info, Carl Albert seems to be struggling a little bit more now that they're on this attacking side, but as they move on to see if they just walk themselves through this smoke, I mean, Reflex will really only be the only line of defense here. Big Nerd getting plenty of attention towards Garage as well. Did he make any noise is the question. Do they actually realize he's here? 2 players holding down B. Here it comes onto the C site. Kenma does get blinded up there. Just going to try and maneuver through the smokes. Clear back flat. Instead, he can't hit the knives. He goes down to Reflex. Reflex is another. He can't be stopped. He's the anchor here. A Sentinel, a gargoyle that can't be removed. It's down to Big Nerd, which you can never really count this guy out. But at the same time, he's just got to teleport himself out of dodge. Hope to save this one. But it's 50 seconds. It's a long time to be trying to keep this rifle.
Yeah, you can't sleep on a Brimmy with the stimmy. All right, man. You get that guy stimmed up. He'll do anything. That's great sight defense there. Again, Big Nerd in the 1vx. I've said it before. This is the guy I want to be taking my challenges here between these 10 players in the server. But this does seem a bit improbable. No direct lines of sight on long or that spike. So it's doable, but I don't think Big Nerd knows that. And they're going to peak here eventually. They're just playing safe. They know what to expect. got to hack 10 seconds. One spotted, and that'll
10
give up his
seconds left.
location. Just got to run for time. Try and stay alive. Save that Vandal, maybe. Their money isn't fantastic.
Yeah, Trinity Valley playing pretty disciplined though, not willing to give up too many guns at the end here like Reflex does theirs. He hopes to take the last rifle out of his hands. Cookie actually does the job though, as Big Nerd gets caught with his hand in the cookie jar, going a little bit too aggressive there.
Yeah. It's a nice little treat to get at the end of the round there after time. You may have lost Reflex there, but hey, you'll take away their final weapon too. Reflex and Snow, honestly, a fantastic hold, right? Reflex stays alive their backside, and the amazing thing is that Snow gets a perfect timing with that crossfire out of Garage right before Big Nerd's able to push into Garage, and right as the rest of that attack is coming. So actually, I think a little bit of mistiming, miscommunication maybe on the Carl Albert side, because had Garage been cleared, that would have left Reflex all alone on that C site.
Yeah, also no smokes for Garage as well. The Brimstone not cutting off that line of sight.
Yeah.
Causes a few free kills to go the way of Trinity Valley. So you can definitely tell Carl Albert does have some chinks in the armor that can be taken advantage of here as Kenma gets up close and personal with this wall. Cookie not expecting it, just gets headshot removed from the equation early on. That's going to pull rotations all from throughout the map. You can tell they're expecting this. Already 2 players moving over towards the A site. That's the bomb included. And as we see the Reyna start to pivot off, that could just leave a completely exposed site here. Oh, may just take the fight though. Big Nerd actually gets bested by Snow there. Sneaky Duck is hoping to trade it out, but can't quite do it. Out comes the fragment, but I mean, Snow is firmly in place now. He's going to try and spam through the smoke, wants to get back for even more. This is where you can actually end up throwing back your lead here. 4-3 now. Kenma does the drop though. 30 HP as we see the Hunter's Fury come out. Zen has 1, maybe even a second. Very close there. I believe Kenma was forced to dash out of the way. So not really a lot of utility to work with now. If you're the Jet here. Father Fuigi just narrowly avoids getting scanned there. Does have to shoot at the drone though, and while he's reloading, Reflex has 2 now. Kenma goes down. It's all up to Ocho, who has 85 HP. Not likely he's going to swing himself, but Reflex just bests him yet again for 3 on the round. Trinity Valley has the ball rolling.
Reflex has been popping off here. That Brim is at the top of the scoreboard. Snow as well, the initial hold. Went back in for a little bit of re-aggression and actually shifted the round in favor of Carl Albert for a little bit of time, but that initial kill that slowed down the take, allowed Zen to get in position for the Hunter's Fury, get some of these players down to low health, make this a winnable retake. So this whole team here on the defense, this is a very different team. I mean, they have not dropped a round. That's 6 in a row now for Trinity. And this is why, you know, these matches can be so competitive, because Carl Albert might be 5-3, but they have those 3 losses for a reason, and Trinity have 3 wins for a reason. There's the op shot. Snow, the opening goes in favor of Trinity. So 1 down already on Carl Albert. No space taken either.
Yeah, not being able to clear some of these operator spots with the drone is another reason why not having the Sova can really come back to bite you here. Already a 4v5 now as Carl Albert. Already not really working with the greatest of weaponry either. They have yet to get around on this second half. Will it start here? Magui just holding this garage door for the walkout. Will get a few tags onto his opposition, his imposter. Reflex now. We've seen him here before, back at the site. This is where he's gone nuclear. Instead, they decide not to even peek him. He'll take matters into his own hands, hop onto the box. He's got 1, a second through the smoke. Big Nerd drops Magui, but he has his ultimate. Can get revived here. Just playing around in this smoke. It's so close, up close and personal. Close quarters combat as Cookie springs through the smoke. 1 more to find, and Big Nerd can't handle the quick swings, the quick pace of Trinity Valley. It's 8-11. They are starting to make me a believer.
Yeah, everyone's getting their time to shine. This time it's Cookie getting in on the action. Yeah, 8 to me is the magic number. Now I think I can say this is going to be a caster curse right here, chat, so watch out. Now I think we can start calling this potentially a comeback, because the options are there. Carl Albert, with gun rounds in half buys and ecos, have not been able to put the final nail in the coffin, because all they really need here is one round to show that they can win on the attacking side, and then from there I think it's over. But Trinity Valley have stayed with it every single round. And remember, Carl Albert, they won 11 in a row on their defending side. Who's to say Trinity Valley can't do the exact same, even make it the full 12 and win this outright? That would be incredible.
Oh yeah, it's Snow still with the operator. May just get a freebie here. As we see a flash come out. Well done, though, to push the operator off the angle. Instead going back for more, but Big Nerd, he's got the better of it. That's massive. Snow going down there without anything to show for it. 4,500 credits in the garbage bin, but more importantly, the site going down. Kenma has the second all-important entry in Trinity Valley. Maybe your time in the spotlight is over. The caster curse is real. The moment those words came out of your mouth, I knew it was over for Trinity Valley.
I regret it. I should have kept my mouth shut. But they've been strong on the retake. They don't have a lot of options. It's a 3-on-5. Ultimate's in favor of Carl as well. And there's the first. Cookie gets one for the 2v4, but Kenma and Big Nerd to sweep it up. That puts them on 12. That puts them on overtime. Confirmed. Yeah, I want to give my sincere apologies, Tristan. You know, I didn't realize the power that I had. And
yeah,
they didn't use the ultimates there either. Sorry.
You gotta use it for good, not evil. But I don't really know what it is in this case.
I chose violence, I guess.
Yeah, I suppose so. The moment those words came out of your mouth, I knew that round was a done deal. But hey, maybe they can break the caster curse with this round. Trinity Valley, time to make it happen. It's do or die right now for this first map. Out comes the flash, trying to push an operator off the angle that isn't even there. Zen somehow actually got blinded by that. That's a little bit funny to see. But no operators this time, and now they have full control over A long. In fact, they can just walk up here and really deny a lot of information. The question is, does Kenma actually give up a footstep? Instead, it's just the spam. Zen will now be able to call for the rotation. You already see the entire team moving over on the map. But they're going to hear these. They're going to hear the footsteps. Kenma could just call a loop back around here. I mean, you have a completely exposed B and C site that is until the Reyna starts to march across the map. You can already see the bomb starting to shift, starting to rotate. If Kenma really sells this fake right now, they can get themselves a near free bomb plant. Instead, just gonna knife walk back out. You already see the rotations following suit.
You can almost see the way that they moved around on the mini-map, right? An overreaction, everybody shifts to A and immediately redistributing across the map. Beautifully done. They didn't take the bait. There's going to be two here at C, ready to go. Here are the smokes. That'll confirm it. Snow needs a few, gets the first. That's exactly what needed, and then stays alive out in garage. Live to fight another day. They'll have the advantage on this post plant. That's not the smarter decision.
Yeah, really well played. Although, getting caught up in the smoke. That's going to be 2 HP. Does get the heal, though. There's a player looking right outside the garage. It's Big Nerd, operator in hand. Already one getting dropped here. 4v3 now. Trinity Valley still does boast the man advantage, just barely. Onto the site, Snow will see the blind. Zen trades them out. 3v2 now. Numbers still staying consistent with how they started on this retake. Big Nerd, though, he's on long with an operator, and it's not going to be easy to peel him off of this spot. The wide swing, the quick swing, it was hard enough to deal with. The defuse is coming out, the fragment stopping it for just longer, but Kenma! 3 to close it out. Carl Albert, in the blink of an eye, brings this map to a close, and it all started with a single caster that spoke the cursed words.
Yeah, I want to give my sincere apologies to the to the Athens-based outfit in Texas. I mean, they put up quite a fight, though, I'll say, in the second half, and made this a much more competitive battle than I think either of us expected once they switched sides. But that final round, man, played that almost to perfection, I would say, but just pushing the edges a little bit too much there and giving a little bit too much space for Carl Albert. But honestly, if you're looking at 11-1 at the half and you come back and you show me the scoreline, I would feel confident going into the next map. I think that, you know, as much as Carl Albert needs to celebrate this being a 1-0, I think Trinity should feel very confident going into map 2 because they had the momentum on their side as well coming out of this. And, you know, maybe we could say that they've left all of their rough edges and rough patches there on map 1.
Yeah, I mean, you could definitely come out with your heads held high if you're Trinity Valley here. You mounted a fantastic comeback. If you didn't quite give over so many rounds in the first half, it could have been a completely different story here. So that was by no means a stomp, despite how it might have looked at first. And Trinity Valley does have a bit of momentum heading into this second map. It is Ascent as well, completely different in terms of how early game rounds play out, the utility usage. There's a lot of different options you have coming into such a different map like Ascent that if you're Trinity Valley, you're not really losing much confidence off of that first map. So that being said, we will be back after a short break with that second map. Don't go anywhere because when we're back, we're going to have an absolute barn burner for you. We'll see you then. Welcome back to the NJCAAE. It's week 9, the match of the week. I'm joined here by Shakir yet again. We're heading into Ascent, buddy. What do you think? What do you think is the major adjustment that needs to be made here for Trinity Valley heading into the second map?
I would like to see way more proactivity. I mean, especially on their attacking side. A lot of times they just let that clock run down. They would hit the rush, and as soon as they were stopped by any sort of utility, they were lost in their tracks. Right? They're not really taking these challenges, these duels head on. They're not using their utility to create space. And then as soon as there's a reaction from their opponent, we're not seeing them able to pivot and think on their feet. So definitely a lot more proactivity, a lot more confidence. And again, I've always said this: if you can control the tempo, like they did when they were playing the defending side of Haven, if you can control the tempo, you control the game. So I think the team that's able to get out there and control the tempo, whether that be forcing their opponent to play slow or forcing their opponent to play fast, that's the team that's going to take control. And I think that's something Carl Albert did really, really well on Haven when they were on the attacking side. So with them, or excuse me, when they were on the defending side. So with them starting on the defense here, and being a map like Ascent, I think the task is going to be very tough for Trinity Valley yet again. Although they did pick the attacking side here, so maybe they do have some tricks up their sleeve.
Oh yeah, an early chamber lock in. And I mean, chamber is definitely one of the more this is one of chamber's higher usage maps here, just because you have the A and B main where you can push out, use the
Yeah.
teleports to get yourself back to safety. Just a lot of different angles you can kind of take with the operators, with the tour de force,
Mhm.
and kind of just be a threat all around. This is also one of KO's best maps, just as a direct counter to some of these strats like the chamber moving out and the jet taking some of these awkward angles. That suppression keeps them from being able to get themselves
Choose your
back to
agent.
safety. It's a lot easier to trade them out in those cases. And they kind of get stuck in no man's land if they do get hit by those knives, get
Ooh.
themselves caught out a little bit too far. KO as well, having fantastic usage rates on this map. And if Carl Albert actually locks in this composition, this is very akin to something you'd see out of an NA, an NA pro team, just because
Yeah.
it's every agent right in their composition right now is just so useful here. And Trinity Valley does kind of pivot off of what you'd expect a little bit more. They have the Sova, which is a really valuable on this map just because there's so many different angles you can spam, things like that. But the Brimstone and the Reyna, those can be a little bit more scary in certain situations, that's for sure. And not having a jet, instead of opting into the Reyna for your duelist, is it seems to be more personal preference than anything for Snow.
Well, I'll say for Carl Albert, I think they are ready to be very aggressive here. Even on their defending side, I wouldn't be surprised, right? Because, again, you have the Chamber, but you also have the Jet who can get very aggressive, especially on the defending side because of their escape tools. But then you also have a double flash out of Father Foogie on the Omen and Sneaky Duck on the KO. So, again, a lot of space to be taken. And Livestick, who is now joining into this game, by the way, is on the Killjoy. So that is a very classic defending agent because of how much space you're able to hold down. And here's the A rush out of Trinity Valley. Worked on the pistol in the first map, and here we go. Pushes in. Snow gets the opening. That should clear up a little bit of space. Double smokes on Heaven, so safe for the time being, enough to potentially get this plant down.
Oh yeah, Big Nerd, though, he's got something to say. He'll have his first headshot on the retake to even up the numbers. A second one to find, but Dallos actually gets the better of him there. I don't believe we saw Dallos the first map for Carl Albert, so another new face we get to see here as he tries to run out to protect the bomb planter, but Father Fwiggy, he's got a double up there, 2-for-1 special. Down goes the turret. He sees one under heaven, but can't quite make it happen. Snow's got 3 on the round, looking for even more, but Father Fwig, he's able to put an end to it. 1v1 now, as it's Omen versus Sova. Sova, no utility to work with, will instead just push the issue. Zen's got it. The attackers win. Won't give him any breathing room.
As soon as that first right click missed by Zen, my heart stopped because I thought that was the round, but gets the second triple tap in. Father Fwiggy not expecting it. A 3K still for the Omen, so something to be proud of, and that is now the 3rd straight pistol to go the way of Trinity. But they've got to continue that momentum here. They'll buy the full Spectres. Snow thought about forcing the Phantom there. Snow got really aggressive on that first round as well, which is exactly what I like to see. Control the tempo. They're back towards A for this one.
Oh yeah, Kenma actually deciding to move forward for just a second there before warded off. See what Carl Albert actually has to do now that they've lost their pistol round. Not something you see very often out of the squad. But being faced with adversity is when you can really show your team's mettle. As I say that, out they go. Snow's got a quick one. Sneaky duck. Same as last round. It's a repeat. Dropped early on. Just wasn't expecting it. You can see the Brimstone doing a good job of covering off all of heaven, giving them really only the site to actually have to work against.
And they're in just again. They got the opening as well. They've had so much time now to set up for this post plant too. How do you get in if you're Carl Albert with just the pistol?
Ooh.
Not like that. Not like that. But there you go. Live Slick gets in on the action. Quickly traded. That is the 1 kill in favor.
Oh, Father
Second
Fwiggy.
one. Okay. Potentially some
What a
weapons to pick up
slick
soon.
move. Gets the Spectre, but just wasn't ready for that angle. Could just get a 3rd here as Big Nerd tries to move out from heaven, but there's just too many bodies in the way. Zen is the one to finalize that kill. Low HP. Wow, 2 HP escapes by the skin of his teeth.
Yeah,
Trinity Valley, though.
If that
Fairly
classic
clean 2-0.
connects onto Zen, then maybe Big Nerd is on for potentially a retake with that Headhunter, and then if they can pick up a Spectre. But of course, that's all history now. So yeah, Trinity convert on the second. They did that, you know, going back to Haven. They went on to win 7 rounds in a row. But very different map, very different situation, but it does bode well. It's a bonus, though, for Trinity. So the weapons advantage is with Carl, full rifles across the board. Trinity still rocking a couple of Spectres here.
Cheeky little lineup. Zen has been so good about these. I was going to see most of the site. At least give them the info there is someone here. Kenma's got a lot to work with, and he only has 1 to do it. Dalos hits him with the headshot of his own. Does get dropped fairly low, though, and Big Nerd finishes the job. That's another nice headshot, clean, before the bomb can even go down. And I mean, this is great to see because before the bomb even goes down, you can already rotate your entire team over. Spike Curio killed as well, somehow drops the bomb right in A main, and now this is such a difficult position for Trinity Valley. Keep in mind, this is a bonus round, so they can afford to give up a few guns here, but you definitely want to make it as worthwhile as possible by taking down as many opponents as you can before the round ends. Zen seems to be the last man standing. Only a single drop right now for Carl Albert. Just able to pick up the bomb. Long arms help him out there, but Father Fwiggy with 3 on the round just spams him down. 1-2 now as Carl Albert look to make their comeback.
Yeah, with only 1 frag as well in favor of Trinity Valley. That's not the best bonus round in the world, I'll say.
Oh man, look at their economy. They dropped so many rounds. They dropped so many members in round 2.
Yeah.
They actually can't afford to buy up where they normally
can't
should.
even do like a light buy or anything, so they're just gonna play it safe and give this one up. So that's actually a great round out of Carl Albert to make it as clean as they did, and to also make that second round so aggressive. And if it got that spike down, then we're looking, you know, at a very different story. They can afford the half buy, but not the case. Here's the B rush.
Oh, Dalos already getting hit up early. Onto the site they go, though, and Live Slick just can't keep up with the pressure. He's going to get eviscerated there as Father Fwiggy just springs through the smoke. He's got 1, he's got 2, and he does give up a gun. Snow now may be able to have a large impact. Now that the Vandal is in hands, plus the overheal, it's essentially the artificial armor to work with. So a full buy pretty much here out of Snow, and the Empress now also going to be used, but
Last player
not really giving
standing.
many angles just yet. Instead, swings out, does get the first, but not able to actually use the utility to get out safely. Sneaky Duck just taps him in time.
Yeah, not enough. I mean, too many targets there for Snow, even with the Empress. But quite frankly, for the eco round that was terrific. They get 3 frags off of very little investment here. They can full buy into this one. Carl Albert can still buy here. In fact, Kenma's even going to pick up the op, but you can already see the impact of that. Only light armor, so going up against Phantoms, that's still a very decent duel that you can make, because if you could connect a headshot on the Phantom, then you're big chilling against Kenma. So not bad, not bad. I'd say a lot better, honestly, in that round than they played in their bonus round, because they even got the spike down as well. Made it costly. Yeah, we're in for a much closer, I think, ascent than Haven. Haven kind of came in 2 waves. There's a missed shot. That's plenty of space. But the
Wow.
repeat from Kenma.
That
Bold.
was, yeah, that was more than bold. But now Kenma, his hubris will be his downfall. Couldn't get out of the way.
Yeah.
Snow, exactly. Snow able to actually take the op out of his hands now. Big Nerd, though, he is going to be difficult to contest with. 30 HP, though, does get tagged fairly low as they call the audible. Back onto the B side they go. Still plenty of utility to be used for the Killjoy, though. That can really delay this push if they decide to go up Speedway. Live flick right around the corner. The turret is here as well. That will sound off and just let them know the attack is coming in. Hasn't popped grenades just yet. Finally, it goes down. Magui is able to shut the door. Oh, it's just so close, yet so far not able to do it. Low HP on Magui, though, as Carl Albert start to encroach for their own shot at the round. Father Fuigi, does he hard clear this angle? No, he does not, and that will be his downfall. Dalos does get another. Ooh, Sneaky Duck is able to see
Had
him
the
just
chance,
tuck
yeah.
into this corner. Doesn't let off a shot, though. How long does he go without pulling the trigger is the question.
Well, they've got money in the bank, so he's absolutely going to go for it. At least play for some exits. He can absolutely get Dalos on a good peak here if the timing goes their way. But Snow from backside. And you know what I love about this overall is that they were not able to call audibles. Trinity is speaking here. They were not able to call audibles. They were not able to be adaptable and adjustable back on Haven. And here we see they take the mid space, they take Presence A, and then they go back in towards B. Very fluid all the way through this attack. That's a huge improvement from map 1 to map 2. And then the tiniest little detail that I'm obsessed with, they know the Killjoy is still alive, util on B. So instead of going down Speedway and getting trapped in Nano Swarms, they take some Presence, they wait for their chance, and then they go downstairs. And they win the duel with that too. So love the thinking that's coming out of Trinity Valley. The awareness of that as well.
Big Nerd now. Very aggressive positioning in this smoke. Does want some action here. Just willing to play off the teammates. They're 3 members strong on this site. As he drops down, it's 1. It's 2. Looking for a 3rd. He'll have it. No, the shot just goes wide. Repositions. Wants a second crack at it. And he'll have it. 3rd. This time around, there will be no mistake. The op shot hits and it's down to Snow. Just alone on the site. Everyone to kill. Only 1 man to do it, and it just won't work out. Big Nerd walks out, 4K on the round, and that's the chamber we're used to seeing out of Carl Albert.
Yeah, there we go. Big Nerd's had enough. You know, he said, hey, we've given up 3 rounds, but that's it. The 4K, I love it. So aggressive through the smoke, ready to come out and repeat, because anybody could have had their eyes on market. Anyone could have been lurking behind, but gets the perfect timing to just get some sitting ducks over there on Speedway, a free 2 kills, and then the timing to get back onto Zen as well. You look at this kill distribution too. It's a lot more even on the Carl Albert side. Go over to Trinity Valley. It's Snow with 12 kills, and then you drop all the way down to 4 on Dalos. So you need to step up some of these other guys on the team. Carl Albert, that's a good response here. What can Trinity bring out here? They've gone back towards A. Been here twice.
A gift.
Slow and methodical. But I mean, Trinity Valley looks to already be a little bit nervous here. Not looking to die to an operator so easily. Instead, just allowing Snow and Dalos to kind of do all the heavy lifting so far in this round. Take all the space for them. There goes the blind. They're going to know that Sneaky Duck is in the corner. Not so sneaky anymore, but Big Nerd is always there, omnipresent. 2 already with the operator. 3v3 now. Oh man, look how deep in the angle Big Nerd is willing to go. Through the wall. Doesn't even need to wait. Dallos, don't show your face because I'll find it myself. Zen now stuck out in the open. Can't quite line up the spray. He's only got the Spectre, and as his teammate moves to try and trade, Father Fwiggy is there for the coverage. Everyone working in tandem on Carl Albert, and that was clean as a whistle when it came down to the last 3.
Yeah, unfortunate, honestly, on the entry. If Snow gets right that opening frag there in the corner, then everyone's able to turn their attention to Big Nerd, and maybe he doesn't pop off for the 3K, right, and end up with that beautiful through-the-wall shot onto Dallos. But obviously, those Spectre shots don't go in their favor, right, with the Phantom or Vandal. It's a very different round. But that's the difference that, you know, $1,300 can make, the jump between a $1,600 weapon and a 2,900 credit weapon is being able to connect with sprays like that in those tight corners. And even from that close of a range, the Spectre can't be as powerful as the Vandal or the Phantom. So every single round, yeah, every single round carries impact into the next. It's quite poetic to think about. Ooh, Kenma
just
poetic.
holds. He just holds after getting tagged by the dart. Are you kidding? A second time, someone punish him. Thank you, Snow. That is just ridiculous to do that 2 times in a row. Sneaky Duck, though, just holding Cat, waiting for someone to overstep. And that overstep came quickly as Snow just not expecting the double up there. Even if Sneaky Duck was not able to deal with him as well, they had a 3rd player lined up as well. So that's just the nature of Carl Albert. They cross their T's and they dot their I's. Great utility usage as well. Instead, it's back onto B they go. This time the audible. Will it actually work out for them? Magooey, if he's shooting like that, then it will. 2v2 now. Sneaky Duck, a long ways to rotate as this bomb goes down. They'll just be able to clear out this site fairly easily. Start to work out the positions. They'll know now. Killjoy is stuck CT. The 2nd player unknown. They have the site all to themselves. Out comes the dart. Still no real information being given over. They don't know where this KO is just yet. Now they will as the flash comes out. The sound of the utility means sounds of presence.
And they're wasting so much time.
They're worried right now. They have no idea. They haven't cleared out B main. Players could be behind them at any moment. Live split though, he'll be going out. Pop flash is there, completely blinded up, seeing stars right now. And the Sneaky Duck tries to move out. There's just too many bodies on the site. Can't look 2 directions at once. And it's 4-4. Trinity Valley already putting up a much better fight in the first half than they did last time around.
And that was a 3-on-4 in favor of Carl Albert. So that's not a round that Trinity should be able to walk right through. But it's the null command that makes this empty B site winnable, right? Because all of the impact of that Killjoy is immediately taken away. There's no utility to even sense the presence or to stop the attack. The Magooey gets a fantastic 2K pushing into market, and that sets him up for this post plant where you have 2 info players in Magooey and Zen. And so all of those little, you know, the knife, the Sova dart, all of those little pieces of info, because they're trying to avoid that, it wastes so much time off of this clock. So by the time they go in, it's already too late.
Oh, Kenma hasn't been checked. He hasn't been checked. Kenma's going to have such a huge opportunity here. He's got a head lined up in front of him. First one goes down, but he's out of ammo. He tries to escape. Can't quite pick up the Phantom. It's only 1-for-1. That could have been disaster. Very narrowly avoided there by Trinity Valley. Still, 1 player locked in heaven. The 2nd one, Cat. They're going to have a little bit of info here, but it just seems to be everyone huddled around Generator. The lockdown being committed here. Oh, this could be huge, Carl Albert. How do you deal with this? Instead, they just take fights early on. Hunter's Fury is there. They're just going to eliminate the lockdown itself. And now there's the damage as well. Then a great job there to trade utility for utility. But Big Nerd can't miss. He can't be denied. And it's the player defusing. He has to hit this shot. Look at the wrong direction at first. Zen actually clutches it out. He hits both of them at the same time. Just what the doctor ordered. Trinity Valley has been given a new lease of life.
They are hitting on every single front. Everything is going their way. I would not put my money on Big Nerd to miss a shot like that. But the timing on that, just trying to peek wine, unsure of where this Sova has gone. And Zen, swings out at perfectly the right time. They both line up for him with that angle. Beautifully done on the post play. And the Hunter's Fury as well. A smart call. Get rid of that lockdown. Give your team a fighting chance. Yeah, a little close there, but you take those if you're Trinity Valley. And they're up around on Carl Albert. Again, you go back to Haven, and you tell me that Trinity Valley are going to be up 5-4 on Carl Albert here on the attacking side of Ascent. I don't know if I would believe you. They are... They're bringing out another
Oh, look at that.
game plan here, absolutely.
Look at that. Zen, you
Beautiful.
absolute madman. Great hero there. I'm loving the angles here. Where Zen lacks in maybe just raw firepower, he more than makes up for in utility setup. Snow now gonna eat the paranoia, immediately retreats. Reflexes looks to be just playing for lineups. Has the ultimate, has the meteor strike, has the Molotov. So really, the longer this bomb takes, the better it is for Trinity, because this Brimstone can delay a lot all by his lonesome. Dallas now just sees Kenma trying to sneak in. I believe was retrieving a weapon. Now that he is able to pick that one up for himself, doesn't have a dash though. That's going to make it really hard to actually avoid getting hit by the operator if he comes out dry. Instead, Snow tucked in the corner. We'll get the first one, just misses around. Can't make it past the generator without getting tagged up. A single HP. There's the meteor strike. The Molotov behind it. This bomb is already so far gone. I just don't see it happening. There's Zen. There's Reflex. Nice coordination on the peaks together. 4-6. Trinity Valley. Strong as ever.
In fairness, that was also an eco where Trinity Valley only took one player out, but with there only being 2 rounds left, that doesn't have quite as much impact. What's more impactful is that Big Nerd committed the tour de force and didn't find any impact there. So that's a big ultimate. And whether or not Carl Albert can get that one back in the next 2 rounds is very, very unlikely unless they give him all the orbs. And Big Nerd absolutely pops off with that Vandal. It's possible. That is a big commitment given there and taken up there. And it's off the table. So a lot of positives for Trinity Valley, not just getting up to 6 rounds.
Oh yeah. A little bit of utility being committed early on towards mid. We'll force the teleport out actually from the chamber. So small victories there as Kenma does distract the drone for just long enough. Zen, oh, gotta be careful there. Very nearly stepped out into the open on accident. Instead, the rest of the team actually headed towards B, not fully committing just yet. As they swing here, Kenma just very narrowly misses some of those shots. Still, plenty of players on the site. They're completely blinded up though. Snow's got them dead to rights. Those just chip for now. Everyone kind of moving around here. I'm still confused as to where they're committing right now. There's so many players being rotated towards this B site, but they actually haven't gone onto the site itself.
Yeah, I think they panicked. Had the opening, that's Magui with the first, but they're already going over towards A. They'll find it
Maybe
wide
it's
open.
better this way. Maybe it's better this way. Oh my goodness, all the rotations that were drawn over. Zen now with a fantastic position. Should hear some of these footsteps coming out. Big Nerd, oh, not long for the world, not looking the right direction. Tries to go for a quick flick, but Zen just has an easier job to do. Life stick stuck all the way on B. That's a long rotation. Father Fwiggy now, the only man heaven. And Trinity Valley seems to have a vice grip on this round right now. There goes the dart. Dallas with an easy flank, the easiest kill he could ask for. Around the corner, Zen won't even get the chance as Dallas cleans this one up. 4-7 as Trinity Valley head into this last round of the half, feeling nice and comfortable. Snow piloting, taking the reins at 16-8 right now.
And what's even more impressive is I called it out earlier, right? Snow had 12 kills. The next highest was 4. Even that's kind of evaporated a little bit. You know, we've seen other players on Trinity come alive, you know, step up and fill this space. And that's why it's not so much back and forth. That's why Trinity are now up 7-4. A chance to even go 8-4 here and outright win this first half. The attacking side of Ascent. And I think compositionally, right, with their smokes, the info that they have to work with, the chamber, which as aggressive as you can be on chamber still is a little bit more defensive than attacking, in my opinion. They have the utility as well to potentially set up a very successful defense too. So Trinity should feel very comfortable. The one issue is they won't have the Killjoy, which is a staple for defending Ascent. But, you know, look at how much good that's done Carl Albert, right? Only 4 rounds so far.
Yep, and I mean, hey, this is really a new lease of life for Trinity Valley here. I mean, we were talking about how different these two maps can be, Haven and Ascent, and you can kind of see it showcased here as Trinity Valley looks much more comfortable on this map. Interesting to see. This has to be their map pick because it seems to be night and day
Well, there's also
what we're
a
seeing.
sub, right? Live Slick only has 2 kills on that kill score. Coming in for Ocho
True.
Toes. Big Nerd trying to fill up the presence now of 2 heavy hitters, himself and Ocho.
Yeah, it definitely seems like Big Nerd is not having nearly as much success though as he had in the first map. Just whether that be just not as much synergy with the sub coming out, or just Trinity Valley kind of shoring up their weaknesses here. As I say that though, a nice pickoff could just be traded back here as Kenma makes too much noise walking up. That was a bit too easy. You don't want to give it you don't want to give it over that quickly, but with the players still left on the site, maybe Live Slick is the one to do it as he tries to plow through the smoke. Father Twiggy gets absolutely nothing, comes up empty-handed with a face full of lead to show for his trouble. Now dropping in, Big Nerd is desperately trying to make up the lost ground. It's only getting worse and worse. They're digging themselves into a deeper hole. Magui with the headshot. It's 4-1 now. Just like that, the dominoes go toppling over, and this last player stuck towards CT. Oh man, this is a tight spot. Sneaky Duck, what can you actually get done here, my friend? I don't think the answer is much.
Well, he is a sneaky duck, so I'd rather a sneaky duck do this than a
Not so sneaky as he just
louder
walks right
duck.
into that location.
yeah, web-footed. Web-footed, duck-footed.
Well, what can you do?
Hard to have control there
Switching
when your feet
sides.
go out like that. You're waddling around. Doesn't make you prone to being super sneaky. I wonder how much of this is coming down to, map picks. And I hate to be this guy because I really like subs, but also how much of this is coming down to subs, right? Because Dallos, he's subbing in for Trinity Valley. All of a sudden, 11 kills, second on the scoreboard, instant impact with that operator. And you look on the other side, Live Slick, 2 and 10, only 3 assists. Not a whole lot in terms of being able to stop those B pushes coming in from the sub as well. So that's got to be playing a factor in their mind. That Live Slick isn't warmed up. Not even sure necessarily if they're playing their comfort or if they're just playing Phil. Based off the situation of what's going on here. So could be something in the back of their minds here. But
Yeah,
now they've
Lifelink
swapped sides.
also.
So go ahead.
Lifelink is also just put in a really bad position on a lot of these rounds. It
Yeah.
almost feels like Lifelink is like either given no info to work with, or most of their teammates are already dead before
That's fair.
they actually
Just
get
unlucky.
much chance to actually move. But as I say, that Lifelink is actually AFK in base, so
Could be the bold strategy. Here we go.
didn't
See
actually
if it
get to
pays off
spend any
Cotton.
of the credits.
So
Yeah,
the full save
no
strat.
buy. Yeah,
Yeah, saving for the op on Kenma. Clearly, team player.
true. Out comes Big Nerd. He's gonna go up face to face with Snow, and Snow does get dropped there. 45 HP. Trades out the Sheriff too. Ooh, big weaponry upgrade.
Dallos.
Right behind him, Dallos is anchoring the site right now. Gonna be the man on the front runner. Tries to swing wide for it. Does get the kill. Not traded out either.
Wow.
Very
30
surprising to
seconds
see
left.
there. Trinity Valley is up a man, not before Live Slick actually chimed in on the scoreboard. Not before being traded out, though. This is going back and forth to see.
Chambers.
Down to just KO v KO. Magui, though, distinct disadvantage when it comes to HP. Will at least hear the bomb go down, know that his opposition is stuck on site. A little bit more info to work with. Does have 2 flashbangs as well.
Yeah.
Didn't really start to play around with the vision, not before Sneaky Duck has his own flashbangs to work with. This is really a tried and true classic 1v1. Oh, it's coming down to the wire as well. Whoever hits their shots will be the victor here. Low HP all around the board, 53 HP to around 20. All it takes is a single right click. They're just dancing on each other, and Sneaky Duck bests him. The right click headshot. Magui gets put down, and that became close as ever.
That is Carl Albert's first pistol round win as well, and that nearly went the way of Trinity. Or, excuse me. No, I got that. I got that right. I'm tripping. Carl Albert wins their first pistol with that one,
It's insane.
and that's a big step to make. you know, with being at
First
the
pistol.
disadvantage they were at.
Kind of wild to think about, actually, considering how
Yeah.
good they looked in that last map.
How
The fact
dominant
they
they
only
were on
won a
Haven.
single pistol.
They
Interesting.
didn't win that first pistol, right? They went 11-1 in that half. They only dropped a pistol, and then the second half, Trinity kind of woke up off the back of that pistol. Trinity won this pistol, which set them up to go 8-4 in the half. So could be a trend here. Second half pistol makes the difference. Carl Albert playing from behind.
Look at that setup, by the way. Look at that crossfire they have set there.
Dangerous.
I pity the man who tries to break that.
Pity the fool.
At least the... Ooh, Zen gets the first headshot. That's just with the classic, too. Trinity Valley starting off this eco right. And they really don't have a lot of utility to flush him out there. Aside from the fragment, I'm not sure why Sneaky Duck hasn't thrown that one out yet. They know the Sova's there. If that fragment comes out, Zen is going to be in a lot of trouble. They just don't seem to be throwing it right now. It's just the lack of utility usage there. Instead, it's just the shots for Carl Albert. I guess that's all that they really need here in this case. Door gets closed.
30 seconds
Bomb goes
left.
down.
They have the raw firepower now here to hold on. Have a little bit more util, maybe some armor as well. That's great info. Yeah, Big Nerd on this flank. Father Fugi gets one as well, so just 3 flanks on Heaven. How fast are your reflexes?
Ooh.
Good enough to get one, but just tuck tail. Picks up a weapon and gets out of here, or if he's just trying to play for these exits.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be difficult as he's already kind of getting flanked out here. Should hear these footsteps, though. Reflex, you've got another task, and this one's not going to be easy, but oh, nice headshot. These 2 burst fires will not come to not really pay him off much in the end, as he does eventually get ended himself. But hey, you'll take a lot of guns off the enemy team there, so can't really be too upset about that.
Yeah, honestly, much better situation there. You know, that's a great way to handle the anti-eco. To take off so many kills off the board, because look at this bonus round for Trinity, right? It's not great. They've had to invest a couple of weapons on the back of this to try and keep this one close and competitive. Their money after this one, though, on the next should be pretty decent. But again, if Carl Albert can get a flawless here, then that should stunt Trinity Valley for the next couple of rounds in terms of how much they're able to build up and actually make off the back of that pistol win. Or excuse me, off the back of what should be a win here.
Sneaky Duck has a lineup. Where's this one going? Back of Generator, the classic. So bad for anyone who has to play Generator against these 2 teams. It seems like they commit a lot of utility there. And as I say that, out they come. It's the battle on cap. Magui is able to get the second. So Trinity Valley up a man early on. Big Nerd, though. He's quick to make that number much smaller. And now back in his team's favor, Carl Albert takes the lead in the man advantage.
Revealing area.
This one not looking too great right now. Recon Bolt not seeing anyone either.
But it should give them some info that maybe they're out there hiding.
Last
Everyone's
player
off site.
standing.
It's a bold assumption. Father Fuigi
Oh.
back turned to the Aries, but Big Nerd's got his back. 5-head plays. That wide swing there on towards Heaven.
It's always the people with their backs turned to that are the hardest to hit. I mean, that's just
Yeah.
the ancient proverb of Valorant. And I mean, Big Nerd's starting to look more like the Big Nerd of the first map, 22 and 9. I'm not sure where half of those kills came from, but he is quickly stacking up the body count.
Yeah, far ahead of anybody else, right? Next highest is 16 with Snow, so still 6 kills ahead of them and 3 fewer deaths. So just in terms of impact, Big Nerd, incredible. And Live Slick, you know, if they could get a couple of more kills here in this attacking side, right, it's a 7-8 score line. Take a little bit of pressure off of Big Nerd. This could really open things up and make this 2-0 back on the cards for the Powwow, Oklahoma side. Love that city name, by the way. Just sounds so fun. Powwow.
That's fantastic. Now, Zen, does he decide to shoot this trap? No, instead he'll take the fight himself, but he can't win it. Big Nerd just headshots him. 33 HP, though, so at the very least, because there's no healer on the team, that damage will be stuck there. Being able to get Big Nerd down as much as possible is always a plus. Live stick now. Live slick. Makes that operator sing. Trinity Valley down a man.
Yeah, that beautiful Killjoy op combination. And now they've gotten some post-plant util set up as well. Where does this Killjoy go? Playing off site. Everyone's coming up from heaven, funneling through. Dallos is looking for a little bit of space towards tree now. Make or break. That's the first kill. The reload from Father Fwiggy on the timing. There's Magoo. 2v2. Evens up. The op is still in play as well. For the op at the moment.
Oh, that's a terrible plant spot, but in the end it works out. I guess just moves out enough to finish the job. 8-8 now is Carl Albert really doing a great job with what they have, and I mean they're able to save the operator for the jet as well. That's all important. Kenma now can look for a bigger impact on these rounds, because Kenma's had a pretty much a quiet game so far at 9-15. The attack sided op is not something you see very often, but Carl Albert, I mean, they just feel confident enough to bring it out.
I mean, did Live Slick get oh, it was a 2K for Live Slick with the attacking sided op, so maybe Kenma can channel some of that energy. That was honestly a good round for that. That's exactly what I wanted to see from that Killjoy. Now look at this, we're tied up 8-8. So ask and you shall receive. Although sometimes you ask and you get caster cursed, like we saw on Haven. So maybe not. But that's both Tour de Forces out in play at the moment. A couple of extra ults behind that as well if they want to commit it for both teams. Should be an ult heavy round here.
Yeah, this is a sniper's dream right now. We're essentially playing Sniper Simulator with how many are on the map right now, which is why I like this angle from Zen, just to take a really close-up, kind of cheesy angle. Maybe he surprises one of the operators and is able to get it off the map, but only a pistol. I wouldn't be holding my breath. You kind of have to depend on Big Nerd missing the shot here, which isn't something that happens all too often. Instead, he just takes out the rifle. Wow, intelligent play there. To not put himself in a position where he could maybe miss and get run down. Instead, brings out the Vandal, a clean and easy headshot.
Look at this patience though on the B site. Snow is still here.
Left.
They're not gonna check this. The trigger discipline.
1,
2 go by.
2 there. Look if I get the second. Sneaky dude. He's so low. I can't believe he actually made it out of there. Won't be able to tuck into the corner in time. Instead, Reflex covers all angles to drop that one down. 12 seconds left on the round. The bomb hasn't gone down. It's stuck in no man's land here. I have no idea how far this is supposed to get to the site. 5 seconds and just not enough time. That is clean up at this point.
It's a shame.
Bonus. Although Carl Albert does completely wipe Trinity Valley off the map, they will lose the round. But
Yeah,
I'm so confused. Wait, no. They killed him before the time ran out.
Yeah, I mean
won
that
the round.
was that might be a bit of a throw from Trinity Valley, right? I think
Trinity,
they're
are you
expecting that
kidding?
spike to go down, but Carl Albert had absolutely committed to not planting, to just save these weapons.
No
and they fall
way.
victim. That is turning the tides. Carl Albert, this is eerily similar to what we saw in the last half.
No
Or in the last
way.
map, right? An undefeated 5 rounds uncontested here, and it looks like everyone's playing on full cylinder.
No.
And honestly, that switch to B was not a good call, right? They had an open A site.
I refuse to believe that just happened. No
This
shot.
is Haven
that
Trinity
just
where
happened.
we saw that round. Just absolutely giving that one away.
Lies, slander.
Fake news.
Yeah,
Stop the
fake
count,
news, bro. Stop the
Tristan.
count. It's 8-8 still.
It's 8-8.
Yo, what? I can't believe that happened. You cannot be allowing that to happen if you're Trinity Valley. You had that round.
Allowed to call a timeout as casters?
Yeah. Oh, lordy. I am
Yes,
flabbergasted.
production, can we call a tech pause?
Yeah, I don't know, man. We call a slap you in the
Getting a
back of the
no.
head pause.
Getting a no.
God, you can't lose that round. It's just
Well,
not
they're
possible. Okay, let's
they're trying to
focus
make
on
up
the round
for
at
it
hand
here.
right now. Yeah, Snow's got
they've
2.
gotten 2. And the op recovered as well for Live Slick, who is slick on this op. Honestly, at this point, I'd
30
rather Live
seconds
Slick
left.
have it than Kenma,
Nice little
who's gone down.
cheeky little crossfire in CT, just in case anyone tries to move through. They have one player tucked into wine here. This Brimstone is sitting real pretty right now. If they actually go for this plant, it's going to be very easy
Ooh,
kills.
this timing too.
10 seconds left.
Yep, this should be all reflex.
Reflex should have this, but it is a 2v1 here. Back
There's
turned, and that
Sees the
spike.
back,
Spike
can't
Ooh, only
quite hit
just.
the spray. The bomb will go down, so you know, at least a little bit of money there brought off the back of that. But reflex still, just as predicted, has a pretty easy time finishing the job. 9-8 now, about to be 9-9 as Trinity Valley, after that disastrous last round, after an egregious and appalling round finish for them, they're able to really clean themselves up, dust themselves off,
That
and
is
get their head back into the game.
That is their first rounds of the second half, and I do want to point out that is right after I said that Carl Albert had 5 in a row. So, you know, basically what I'm saying is I'm gonna go and buy a couple lottery tickets once this series is over. But that is redemption for giving and throwing up that last round. So now we've seen that they can win on the defending side. That might be the one round they need to spark some life in, although Snow is
Get out of my way.
on a Spectre Light at the moment, and it is a full buy plus blades for Kenma for this Carl Albert side. So a little bit of an advantage.
Enemy mark.
I'm still thinking about that other round. I'm stuck on it, man. Oh, goodness. Okay, Snow. He's got close quarters combat ahead of him
Snow.
with the Spectre, though. Surprised he wasn't able to buy up completely after that last round. And now that he's
Could've, I think
suppressed,
just chose not to.
the Killjoy dropping down the ultimate. Snow can't get out of the way in time. Kenma also getting another opening onto Dalos. That was quick execution from Carl Albert, and it was done perfectly. Now a 3v5 with complete and firm control of the site for Carl Albert. I mean, you have to consider saving if you're in Trinity Valley right now. There is the shot through the smoke. I mean,
Wow.
you peeked into a Sova dart,
That's a good
revealing your
lineup.
location, and still get the kill. That's just like, that feels bad for Trinity Valley.
Well, Magui's on for the ace here, if that means anything, with their 0 kills.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Phantom.
oh baby. Oh baby. That
Dodged
was
a couple op shots, played some
Dirty
laser
Dan.
tag. Yeah, not much they can do. Flawless, Carl Albert. That's a return to form. They've looked so strong on the attacking side. And they're, aside from the Killjoy, everybody kind of helps in assisting with that. 2 guys who can get very aggressive in Big Nerd and Kenma with their jet in the chamber, and then you have double flashes. I mean, how do you defend against that if you're Trinity Valley, right? You throw up a smoke, you flash right through it. You hold an angle with Snow or Dalos, you flash right through it. You know, you get spotted, you can take these aggressive peeks. It's very tough to stop such an aggressive comp. That's how you do it, though, with the Guardian. Just go for the headshots if you're Dalos.
10-9. Carl Albert. 4-5 now. As we see some nice early shenanigans from Trinity Valley. I'd like to see the first blood percentage from both of these teams, because it seems like it's been very prominent. Some early duels going on, making things a 4v5 to start. The lineup here for Sneaky Duck wants to flush out Generator. There is a player playing Generator as well, so does actually force Magui out. Oh, nice tag there from Zen. He's able to get 2, trying to make it onto A.
Revealing area.
Recon Bolt just barely going out under the door. Nicely done there, but they're going to have to shoot this door out eventually.
Spike planted.
Dart was like Fast and Furious stuff right there.
Ooh, back and forth with the trades right now. This is neck and neck, 3v3 right now. You see low HP bar, Sneaky Duck can't make it happen.
One
Reflex and
enemy
Zen combined for 2.
Kenma.
Kenma's on for 3. He needs a force, but he's on low HP, 45 to be exact. Has to move out from around the generator, and Zen just reads him like a book. 10-10, Trinity Valley, they swing back.
Now we're seeing some even punches here, blow for blow. Trinity Valley's won 1 round, so they're trying to close it out. Carl Albert, if they win this, I mean, they're just 3 rounds away from a 2-0. And both of these 2 teams, remember, out of playoff contention here. So at this point, you're fighting for pride. You're fighting to stay afloat. Trinity Valley 3-5. If they can end up just that much closer or that much further away from the bottom of the table. And they're bringing some good things.
That's a good spot.
Bringing some good things into this matchup as well. Things that I really did not expect out of them in Haven. And same for Carl Albert, 5-3, right at the cusp. Like, the team that is going to the playoffs has 7 wins, so if you can get up to that 6-win marker with the win here, put yourself right at the edge. That'll at least give you a little bit of confidence heading into the next season.
Yeah, 125. Plenty of time to work with on the clock as Big Nerd has already gotten plenty of space out B main with the operator. Dallos, oh, you have to be careful here. Your counterpart is right around the corner and he's looking for blood.
Ooh.
Oh, just
A
barely
rare
misses the
miss.
flick. I mean, that's what happens. If he was looking at him, he probably would have hit it, but if someone's looking away from you, it's that much harder. Kenma now does get plenty of damage onto Snow, crucially. Snow's going to have to get an overheal.
Placing swamp.
Actually, it didn't actually take that much, surprisingly enough. Now he did, though, as a headshot comes through to finish off the kill. Dallos is able to trade it out, not before taking plenty of damage himself. It's low HP bars all around. They are toppling over Carl Albert. You come for the Kings, you better not miss. Trinity Valley just not able to do it. Zen is the last man standing, and not for long as Big Nerd puts a bullet in between the shoulder blades.
And the Oklahoma school now just 2 rounds away from taking us out in 2. Trinity has 3 ultimates online here, but they don't have the weapons to back it up. 2 Vandals. They do have the best gun in the game in the Stinger, but things are desperate now. Carl Albert in this second half has looked a step above.
Yeah, it's rough situations right now for the economy of Trinity Valley, and they're forcing up here. So if they don't win this,
Ooh, that's a good
this
start.
could get rough. Yeah,
Yeah, you
forcing
take out
off the
the
back of
heaviest hitter.
Dallos. Oh yeah, crucially Big Nerd going down as well. I mean, he's been looking so good, so you don't have to worry about that threat anymore. Could really feel nice.
Looking dangerous with the op. Switches to a Phantom and gets out. Bold move. Well, not so bold, actually. T-side op, right? Numbers disadvantage. Math checks out. Remember, Trinity have 3 ultimates here. The Tour de Force online. So that gives them 3 true weapons. Gnome Command can be used right here as well.
Nice knife. We'll see the first coming in. Here's the footsteps as well. So Magui actually has a great spot. Don't touch the door, Magui. Don't let them know you're there. Just sit in this corner. Watch out for a pop flash because it's undoubtedly coming your way. Instead, the fragment goes out. He will expose
beautiful.
himself. But like
the
you
Stinger.
said, the Stinger, the
30
best gun in the
seconds
game, comes into action here. Now, how long can Magui actually last here? Eats the flash. Just stares at it.
Surprised he doesn't pop his ultimate there. Try and take away some of the intel. That
Ooh,
is
that's
it
a
out of
great
reflex.
meteor strike, though. Sneaky Duck gets cut down. Refusal's already coming in.
Whoa!
Oh, that's a big grenade. Plus Father Fwiggy on the flank. 2 headshots. This is turned on its head. Snow's the only one left standing. We'll get the first, though. And has a smoke to work with. Still, the bomb. No grenades left. Live Flick has to hit this shot. Through the legs it goes. It's oh so close. Goes to the other side of the smoke. Has to hit the headshot and does so. Wow, that came down to the wire. Red AP on the bars. Trinity Valley stay afloat right now. Just barely.
Another unlikely round. Not the greatest buy they brought in, right? 2 rifles. Yes, they had the Tour de Force. But then a Stinger and a pistol. They didn't even use all of the ultimates they had available to them. And they still are able to pull it away. And that comes after Father Friggy, by the way, makes this a 1v2. After a cheeky 2K flank to kind of regain control here. And now the weapons, the buys are fairly even. So once we get on 11-11, you know, the loser has a broken bank to defend against match point here. So the winner of this round can decide everything.
It all comes down to the wire. 11-11
Make a wish.
is where we stand right now. The magic number. Who actually has the magic in them right now?
Get out of my way.
Carl Albert. I would not advise you to try and encroach on B main right now. You have a whole lot of firepower sitting there as Big Nerd does get the best of Magui right now. They want to finish off the ultimate. They decided against it. They're just using the body as bait right now. Instead, the tag is there. They could try and get closer to try and eliminate this player, but instead, just shot to bits, turned into scrap. Oh, they're Twiggy now. Not stuck on the wrong side of this door. Instead, they shoot it out. There's the paranoia as well. Oh, Zen, this is going to be important. Father Twiggy, though, he's just that much quicker than the last man standing, Dallos. He's got everyone defined, and it's only him already getting flanked out here. So retreat isn't an option. You must stay. You must fight. Oh, and Father Twiggy, though. Let's get found out here.
Yeah,
Low
Super Sub needs
HP.
an ace.
It's going to have to be just insane headshots from this point forward. And then with the bomb ticking down, it doesn't look to be too easy. Instead, just teleports into...
Couple of question
Instant
marks.
death?
Match point.
Couple of question marks there. Dallos needed the ace to win
You know,
that
if that
round.
worked, though, that would have looked so cool.
It would have been the coolest play. That would have been the highlight, right? Because now look at this. 4 Ares to defend match point. Remember, Carl Albert won map 1 here, so with the with the weapons advantage, with the ultimate advantage on the attacking side here, if they win this, they go home victorious. Trinity
You want
Valley
to play? Let's play.
need to win this. They don't have the weapons to do it. They don't have the ultimates. They don't have the utility. They have the defending side. They have a dream to take this to map 3.
Oh man, a crucial mistake with the positioning for this round. If they have the Sova on B with all of these Ares and Sova arrows they could spam so much HP off of Carl Albert here. But instead, onto the site they go. It just has to come down to the gunshots. It's 1 for 1 so far. Kenma can't quite line it up. Dallas gets the better of him. It's 4v3. Trinity Valley, they may just have fight left in them. One still on the site. The question is, do they actually expect Snow? He's been tucked back here for a minute now. Very easy to kind of forget about
timing.
Instead,
Oh!
quick flick. He's got one that is missed around the corner. Live stick. This has to be your moment to shine. It happens.
And Big Nerd
Oh, Big
too.
Nerd. He's got the tour de force too. Not Big Nerd, anyone but this guy. Good luck dealing with him. He is a menace to society. Let's actually teleport out though. That's gonna make a lot of ground for him to cover if he wants to get back to his teammate. I'm not too sure about that one. The drone also seeing live slick ice. He could get shot through the wall here. Big Nerd takes out the operator yet again. Zen gets his teammate in the corner. Reflex wins it. Trinity Valley, you're still alive. You're still in this. We're headed to overtime.
Wow, on the Ares buy after Carl Albert forced their way on site. Get that
Switching
spike
sides.
down.
Overtime.
You have Big Nerd with 30 frags sitting on the tour de force, and that is not enough to shut the door on this team. They have been fighting all the way through. They couldn't close the comeback in map 1. But this storyline builds itself, man. What a good first half out of them. And if you look at just the last 7 rounds, back and forth, every single time, these two teams, since we were tied up at 8 up, they have been fighting tooth and nail, so evenly matched. This is a great matchup. I mean, these two teams clearly putting everything, leaving everything in the server. That's exactly what I asked from them. They're bringing just that to the table. I love it.
Oh yeah. Instead, look at how heavily Trinity Valley is trending towards this A site. They want to just explode onto the site. Snow will be taking the reins right now, and Kenma just absolutely obliterated early on. The smokes as well, making it easy. Big Nerd gets clipped. Snow takes him out inside of the brim smokes. This is looking like a done deal for Trinity Valley already off the back of a fantastic entry.
And no one went down either, so it's 5 here to defend. They've had time now to set up their post plant. How do you crack this nut from Carl Albert? Couple of open frag there on Heaven, traded by Dallos for 2.
Oh.
All on the sub.
Live Slick, what do you exactly have up your sleeve right now? Because it's going to take a miracle on ice type of victory right now. But it's 4 for Dallos. He will shut the door on any possibilities of a comeback for this round. 13-12. Trinity Valley is knocking on the door of map 2. They could just end it right here, right now, and force us into that tiebreaker.
In a very simple A rush, they had the utility to back it up as well. And then, of course, Snow getting the shots onto Big Nerd, who was creeping their way up towards Heaven. That one is not a kill that you can replicate again. but it works out here in their favor. And 2 Odins to defend here. Look at Dallos, though, by the way. 28 frags, only 2 behind Big Nerd. Talk about super sub, man. This guy has had incredible moments on the chamber.
They may have heard the teleport being set up, though, and as he tries to creep out, Big Nerd will put his imposter down. Not before Snow chimes in with one of his own, so this is really no man's advantage just yet. Anyone's ball game for this round as Father Fuigi does start to set up some smokes. They're just playing CT at the moment for Trinity Valley. They are playing so far back, willing to give a lot of respect right here.
Yeah, and so is Carl Albert, right? They're not pushing over aggressively like we saw in Haven. I think there's now an understanding that Trinity Valley is a threat, and now they're playing to lose for the first time today. We haven't seen them in this situation, and Zen comes out to take out their chamber.
Oh, he can spray down more here. He's gonna get him through the wall, but he's blinded. He still wins it.
That is
Zen,
incredible.
are you kidding? Father Fuigi, though, can actually have a huge impact here. As both of these players through CT could get taken out. He's got the first, but he's only on 11 HP with 2 more players. Got their gun barrels, just staring him down. Life flick, though, the timing will not work out. Zen bests him. It's only the last one left, and it's Trinity Valley bringing this back to a 1-1. It's TVCC. Salute back in this game.
Yeah, talk about a win from Athens. That is incredible from them, the way that they handled that entire first half and then stumbling in the second, only then to stand back up in the face of adversity, right? Push us into overtime and then 2 very convincing round wins. This is a different team, a very different team to the one that we saw in Haven, because the ones on Haven got absolutely steamrolled. They really took control in this map. That's what I wanted to see from them. And now we get a map 3 out of them too, so we can see if they can keep that momentum going or if Carl Albert can see some sort of recovery.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, when you have always when it's a 1-1 series, the momentum is favoring whoever won the previous map. So this is really the tide's turning right now. We could see anything with this final map. With this final map, like I said, with every map comes insane changes in playstyle and the way it's going to work out. With Bind being the last one up, this is so different from Ascent. It's even so different from Haven. It's really just I mean, I have no idea what to expect going into this last one, and I can't wait to hop into it. But before we do that, we're going to be going into a short break, so don't go anywhere. You're going to witness the last of this amazing 3-game series when we come back. Welcome back. Welcome back. We are live with our map 3. It's 1-1, baby. NJCAAE. It's week 9, our last week before we get into playoffs. Trinity Valley, despite losing the first map in what seemed, I mean, in the first half of that first map, it looked like it was about to be a quick 2-0 for Carl Albert SC. But in the end, Trinity Valley, they fight back in the first map. Although they don't win it, the second map was theirs. They bring it to a victory in overtime, and finally it all comes to a head in this map 3. We're being taken to Bind. What do you expect to see on this map, Shakir?
Well, firstly, Tristan, for us, this is a very special moment because this is our first map 3 that we've ever casted together. So, I think together as a pairing, we're breaking some boundaries here today.
Oh yeah. So far we have only
magical
seen
moment.
2 O's, and this time around we get ourselves a very even match. And really, this despite how it looked early on for Carl Albert taking a convincing lead, this one has been back and forth as ever. This time though, we have another substitution here. Instead of I'm forgetting who was subbed out.
Ocho Toes is gonna come in for Sneaky Duck. So back from
Sneaky
match
Duck,
1,
that's
and
right.
honestly, Ocho Toes might have been the difference maker in map 2 had he stayed around, but no KO pick. That means with Sneaky Duck on the sidelines for Carl Albert, and we can see that reflected already in what they have hovered. The Chambers back, obviously on Big Nerd, Father Fuigi, aggressive on the Reyna, potentially almost. Well, I was gonna say triple duelist with Kenma on the Rays. Killjoy's a given, but then the Brimstone as well to give us some smoke. So a very different composition from what we have on the opposite end. Actually, not so different. It's the Sky traded for the Chamber at the moment on Zen.
Select your agent.
So, with their agent selection.
Yeah, a bit more surprised to see double Killjoy on this map, of all, just because we don't really see
Yeah.
that as much when it comes to the higher tiers of play, but you never really know. I mean, comfort over everything, in my opinion. Always wanna make sure you know what you're doing on your agents before anything, so we always recommend that teams when they're coming up with their lineups here, and we may just see it out of Carl Albert versus Trinity Valley as we head into this pistol round. We'll see where they decide to actually move in early on here.
Yeah, and with the Killjoy picks coming out, right? I imagine both of them will, that lockdown gives you so much space, especially on that right? And with how different these two compositions are, they're actually very similar in a sense, right? Because you have Big Nerd on the chamber, but then you have Dallos on the other side with the jet. So I imagine both of them two, with those long range scoped weapons, are going to try and take space through showers, through long over towards the B side. When they get their chances to attack, you have two Killjoys. Obviously, you have two info players. Excuse me. The major difference is going to be the info players, right? You have a KO and a Sky, both of whom can flash, both of whom can gather info for Trinity Valley. And that's been a trend for them. I think Carl Albert's okay playing a little bit more blind and trying to play a little bit more heads up. But Trinity will certainly have that advantage, right? And there's really nice as well. Should give them some info that there's a player in showers, specifically the Brimstone. So they can push with that info through showers. Let me through U-Haul.
Ooh, that nade not really finding much. 3 players still stuck in shower, but all the players moving through short seem to be having a much easier time. Dallas with a 3K. Carl Albert just get plowed through on their A defense. Reflex gets one for himself. The last man standing, Father Fwiggy, does get gunned down. A few shots to the body are enough to do it. Trinity Valley, a very quick and convincing round 1.
Hot start for Dallos. Again, didn't play in that map 1, so begs me a couple of questions with how some of these subs have been playing, right? Would we even have a map 3 if Ocho Toes stayed in and played back on Ascent? And conversely, if Dallas was over on Haven, would we have a map 3, because Haven did get narrowly close there in the second half? So, these subs coming in, I feel like this is the best form for either of these two teams. And I'm really curious what Dallas could bring to the table on this one. They can close it out yet again.
Well, they didn't win the first round with Ocho Toes, so that means that they wouldn't have won the second map. So
Trinity Valley,
that's how it works.
They're now 4 or 5 on their pistols.
Oh, that's a painful nade right there. Reflex actually gets softened up. Dallas quickly moving towards CT, wants to take an advanced spot here. It's going to be really difficult to get back on site when you have players like this just watching the angles. Dallas doesn't quite land the spray, but does get a few tags there. It's kind of jiggling around, trying to make life difficult for the retaking members. They are able to get around him just barely. Don't take the fight. Big Nerd gets a headshot for himself. Kenmo with one as well. Wait a second. This is actually looking a little bit scarier. Dallas can't quite hit the shots. He has to get onto the planter. Is able to establish that no one's on the bomb just yet, but he gets running headshot by Big Nerd with a nice spray there. It comes down to Zen. This is looking awful. Ocho Toes picks up the gun. He finishes him off. They have enough time. This is going to be Carl Albert winning a Thrifty out of nowhere.
This is so reminiscent to map 1 now. Hold on a second. And that was such a big gamble from Dallos, buying up for the Phantom that ended up being the weapon for the final kill. And what's even crazier to me, how quick this B execute came in. But Big Herd stayed in cubby the entire time. Never cleared. So as soon as this retake comes in, they've already got somebody who can stab him in the back in sight, because they never got rid of that chamber. And I don't know if that's a miscommunication, if Big Nerd just did a good job of staying quiet, or how exactly he was able to stay hidden like that. But that is a huge gap in the execution.
I don't get it. If I was their coach for Carl Albert, I would just tell them to do what they do the second round on the first round, and they would never lose.
I would just
another
tell them
pistol.
to win.
Yeah.
How hard is it, right? You've done it
Pretty,
before.
pretty kind of poor coaching on their part, then, because
say Dallas, go get kills.
Get him, boss.
I'd
Trinity Valley now.
sign 10s maybe.
Oh yeah, that might
I'm
be.
sure
a good
he's
pickup.
available, right? They didn't
might be a
make
good
it to
pickup.
Iceland, so maybe he's looking to switch teams.
I would sign Big Nerd. That guy's pretty good.
Transfer him. Come on over to Oklahoma.
Poach him, easy.
I wonder
Enma now.
what are the poaching rules in this league? I gotta wonder.
Yeah, just give him more money. Easy.
Higher scholarships.
Uh-huh.
You're telling me you wouldn't want to live in Powwow? Oh wait, he already lives in Powwow. You're telling me you want to live in Powwow and not in Athens,
30
Texas?
seconds left.
Oh, Zen is.
Jeez.
Zen doesn't want to live here right now because he seems to be losing a lot of his life force. The rest of it about to go as well. Big Nerd very narrowly misses that one, but it's not going to be too long before he eventually hits the shots he needs. One player left, it's Reflex just tucked in a corner, and he still gets finished off by Father Fwiggy. And this seems to be the Carl Albert that we saw on the first map, where they just randomly turn it on, and Trinity Valley just gets completely annihilated there. But this is the third round. This is usually where teams are able to, that was the third round, fourth now. Trinity Valley is able to string together a very loose buy.
Yeah, but because they kind of swapped the economy roles here by winning that map too, they've kind of delayed everything. So typically you'd see a 2-1, but because it went 1-1 instead of 2-0, saying a lot of numbers here. But because they were able to take control of that economy in the second round, rather than giving it up like you normally would, they've kind of delayed Trinity Valley's ability to fully get back into it here. So it's kind of half buys both ways. Still a semi-bonus for Carl Albert, and look at this. Trades both ways, and still no entrance onto the site. They're going to TP.
I really like this call for the TP here. There's only one player on the A site, which for some reason Ocho Toes took a second there to actually turn back around, but is aware of the impending assault onto the site. Teammates are already here, Boombutt's already out, but Ocho Toes may not expect this player up close. Snow just finishes him off so quickly. 2v4 now as Trinity Valley on their own Thrifty. They may just get themselves a miraculous finish. Kenma now got two players to contest with if he wants to move at a U-Haul. Live Stick just stuck in heaven with everyone watching the angles. Reflex may just see the shoulder pick and is poking out. Is able to get two so far. Trinity Valley now find themselves on the back foot.
One enemy
We have some
remains.
nades in the bomb. There's a pop blast. Live Stick just eats it. Stares right at it. Directly into the sun. Let's have a teammate now to help him out. And that should be the round. Carl Albert bring it back from the brink. They had no business actually winning this retake.
Yeah, that's a series of unfortunate events again for Trinity Valley. It was the 4-on-3. They took the TP. And this is looking more and more like Haven, Carl Albert. And that's a great sign because not only were they playing their game and winning these rounds, but more importantly, they were playing with confidence and, crucially, disrespect, which normally sounds like a bad thing, but they were so willing to challenge anything that Trinity Valley put to the table that Trinity had no answers for, right? Going through smokes, going into stacks, and catching Trinity off guard, because those are not things you typically do. So if Carl Albert can get that type of momentum in here, and they can start playing that style of Valorant again, then I think that bodes them very well to get ahead early here on the defensive side of mine. And there we go.
Ooh, Father Fwiggy.
I love it.
Great timing. I like that he didn't even throw the blind out to when he swung there, just to not even give them the chance to re-coordinate themselves. Instead, just dry peeks it though. Gets caught though. He wants even more, and sometimes you just bite off more than you could chew there. As he gets put down, the numbers are now evened up again. Wanted to make the big play for his team, couldn't quite do it. Instead, Ocho Toes does eat a blind himself, falls back U-Haul. Use the rest of the players starting to move on to the site. Oh, can't quite line up the headshot. He's gonna get taken out by Zen. Numbers favoring Trinity Valley as they get the bomb down. Killjoy lockdown as well. And must just gonna clear out most of the site. Does he actually get locked down here? He does.
Ooh.
2 players detained.
They're gonna come after this.
They're not. They're just sitting there.
Wow.
They're waiting it out.
But it is buying a lot of time. How long is that
is,
lockdown?
but-
8-10 seconds, something like that. And that eats up the clock.
Oh, big nerds next
Through
there.
that
Huge impact.
ultimate
Looking
committed.
for the
Player
force.
standing.
Whew. Never mind. No, he can't have any impact. This one
Honestly,
is
a bit
doomed.
overkill.
Hey, you'll take this if you're Trinity Valley.
No one
3-1. Great chance to come back there. They're going to be able to bring 3 rifles into the next round as well, build up that economy even more. And Trinity Valley, the thing is, usually when they win these rounds, it's not by a lot of people. Usually it's still very close. It's like 1 or 2 people alive for Trinity Valley when they win some of these rounds. So the fact that they're able to bring that many rifles over into the next is really going to bolster their money here.
And much needed, you know, after losing the anti-eco back on round 2. But I will say that the ultimate from Reflex, you know, they're clearly scared. They're clearly shaken, right? Because they had the nano swarms there, but they just weren't able to, I don't know, despite having the weapons, peek that from multiple different angles to shut that out. And they committed the ultimate to that, which potentially could have been used in a round like this one.
I've got your trail.
And take a little bit more presence. So they are playing with a little bit more fear, I think. And Carl Albert are playing with a little more confidence, maybe.
Yeah, Father Twiggy, he's going to be playing tight elbow. He does get the first, and he has
Big
the bomb
nerd.
to work with. Empress as well. Plows through the smoke, does set up the kill. Bomb plant denied. 1 minute left on the clock. Trinity Valley, only 2 players left, about to be one as Kenma sniffs him out with the boom bot. Zen is the last man left standing, and although it took him a while to get the first, it was a labored spray. Big Nerd finds it very easy to put the cherry on the top. 4-2 now. Carl Albert in the driver's seat yet again.
Yeah, spray was looking like me shooting it for a little bit there. Unlucky. Not much they could have done, you know, and I talked about them bringing Reflex's ultimate into that round and potentially could have helped, but again, I'm not sure if that would have made the difference. So that's the case of Carl Albert, again, disrespecting the execute. In Trinity Valley also being very, very quick, right? Once they've made up their minds to go to B, they lay down the util and they go. There's not a whole lot of waiting in that respect, not a whole lot of baiting utility. That might be one of the weaknesses in their game long term, right? Is they only have that on button. They don't really like to go slow. They start to unravel.
Yeah, smart utility usage can be the downfall of many good teams with just a lot of firepower that don't quite prepare enough for some of their executes, but it looks like it seems to be working out here. Trinity Valley going to go for another quick audible play, but they have Snow to contest with, and Snow on this Killjoy is not just any ordinary Killjoy. Nice jump spots as well. We'll have the turret working out some of the positions here. Live Slick is actually the one on this Killjoy. I apologize, had the teams mixed up, but with support, we'll be able to move out in tandem with the Reyna. 2 tags onto 1, out springs Reflex, not before he's clotheslined. These smokes are actually blocking off so much of the vision here. Kenma doing a good amount of damage to his counterpart there. Gotta tap the bomb once, but there's the nades on it. 1 nade still left. Isn't able to remove that one just in time. They do! Dallos now has to hop out a window. Doesn't get to half just yet. But as the smokes fade, all the firepower comes into action. Carl Albert. Boom, boom, done and dusted. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. 5-2 now. Looking good.
Yeah, man. 3 kills within the span of what felt like a second as those smokes faded. And Trinity Valley, you know, their post plan was risky. I'm never in favor of the styles of play where you plant the spike and then your entire post plan is off site. But in certain settings like this one, it was looking very promising because it makes brings your entire team to safety, and it's very hard if in the case of Carl Albert to clean up and get a clean defuse in, right? And you usually have to overextend, but Carl Albert playing that one to perfection, and Trinity Valley, credit to them, nearly did close out the round, and after calling that audible to go to an uncomfortable switch up towards the B site, which is necessary sometimes, and that is maturity certainly that we've seen out of them. Kenma and the showstopper, it's gotten 1 kill from here before. We'll go for some more.
He's chasing him down, gonna clear the footsteps. Don't quite let it fly though. Dallos is 2 kills in his own right. And I mean, they really have to depend on Dallos and Trinity Valley, and despite them having the numbers advantage, they actually back off there. Really interesting to see that, not going for the teleport or something like that. Instead, Kenma now, he's the only man left in bathrooms, 51 HP. Still, it's the heist. He gets the kill, makes off into the night, but now B-side just been cracked wide open by Zen's Lurk. Oh, as they try and move over, though, Father Twiggy has been here. He's cutting off the circulation.
Oh, and he's going to go right past Magui. That's going to
This
be
is
dangerous. Now he has to cross
Oh,
into
man.
long. Doesn't know where Father Twiggy is.
30 seconds left.
He's calling over Zen for support. Why? They actually have the Rays just anchoring A right now. Kenma is too scared to even move. Zen should give himself a freebie
it,
right
yeah.
now.
Perfect.
See sight. Very, very wide open at the moment. 14 seconds left. They're going to get the bomb plant down with plenty of time to spare.
10 seconds left.
They've got no idea where Kenma is coming from. Could have gone around to elbow. Could have been on the long flank. So all those options are still available. They're not going to have all their attention here on CT. Otherwise, this would be done and dusted.
Slowly working out the positions. How long before he actually gives up the footsteps is the question here. Looks like not too long. How do they play this? 2 grenades inside the crate, but no killjoy to activate them. Instead, it comes down to the old-fashioned way. Just a good old-fashioned gun duel. Magui wins that one 3-5 now. Carl
Could have been
Albert.
dangerous, you know, if he got some isolated fights, but yeah, not meant to be in this case.
Yeah. In this case, Dallas not having the ultimate ready. There's the meteor strike and the lockdown for the side of Carl Albert as well. They may just use that to try and brute force their way onto B. But the thing about this map is it's much more attacker sided than most of the other maps in this game, just because you can rotate so fast in between sites with the teleporters if you're on the attacking side. It's much smaller too.
Blinded.
And just holding on to these sides once you take them is a little bit easier. Zen now drawing out the off shot, not able to hit it, big nerd.
Blocking sight.
Dallas now ready to spring into action, just dashes into his own smoke. He's going to be playing out U-Haul, and that's the power of the Phantom right there. He just sprints forward. W key is all he needs. W key and mouse 1. And if he actually moves through this, he can actually kill Big Nerd fairly easily here.
Wow.
Exactly what he decides to do. May even look for even more. Oh, so close to killing Snow off the back of it. Ocho Toes now. Oh, look at the meteor strike. That is able to get him 1. Father Twiggy as well, a second. It's 2v2 now, just like that. The Killjoy lockdown being put to good work as well. Snow is dropped. This is absolute insanity. Carl Albert had no business winning this round. And it seems like this is a common theme with this team, that they're able to just fall back from impossible situations. It's a valiant attempt at the spray, but I don't think it's working out for you, Zen. The round is over just like that. Zen is able to at least kill 1. Will the operator get saved? I can't even tell.
Only just. Father Twiggy only has 9 frags. You know, Kedma and Big Nerd both ahead of him, but talk about impact. I think we've said Father Twiggy's name so much in this map alone. And you know what's really interesting to me is, you know, you look at the other team, right? Dallas has 11, Zen has 10. Snow on the Killjoy after playing Reyna for 2 maps, down there with 4. We're so accustomed to seeing Snow towards the top of the table.
Get out of my way.
And that could be a missing piece of the puzzle, right? Not having that same level of aggression.
Here.
How many heads-up agents do you really have that you can put the pressure on?
Oh yeah, it's a quick hit up short this time around. No Sage, at least, on either side of the board, so no one's actually going to be able to wall off the site. They're going to have to plant using just the smoke. So if they get spammed through here, it's very possible. Instead, Big Nerd just goes for the off shot. Outmaneuvered and outplayed by Magui. That's a lot of money going to nothing, turning to dust right now. You do get the bomb plant down, though, on Trinity Valley. 4v4 still. Oh, Zen, clean headshot to start things off. He's got a second. When his team needs him the most, Zen is willing to show up. Father Twiggy, though, he's got a bit of action in his own right.
Last player standing.
Oh, but it's just down to Father Twiggy, thanks to Zen. Fantastic play so far this round. Might need a 4K to actually bring it through. Instead, it's Father Twiggy looking for his own 4K. Not a lot of time left to bomb, though. He's not really sure where to look. The fragment will get him off. I just don't think there's enough time. I don't think there's enough time. Out goes the flash. We'll get the kill, but through the teleporter he has to go, as it's still the round over. 6-4 though, and as Trinity Valley, they didn't have the greatest economy. The fact that resets their loss bonus could actually be beneficial in the long run to Carl Albert if they're able to win out this round.
Yeah, unfortunately, it looks like Trinity should be able to get a buy here, but yeah, not great for their money, right? To get everybody down. And at the very least for Carl Albert, they can save that Vandal in here. But you know, both of these last 2 rounds, right? 2 rounds ago they won. This last round they lost. But uncharacteristic moves by Big Nerd. You know, a rare miss from him in this one. And then you go back 2 rounds and he's just caught out of position with the operator, not expecting how aggressively they've taken U-Haul control. So might be something to keep an eye out on for. Play a full best of 3 out. It does take a lot of mental, a lot of stamina to do it.
Oh, look at those jump spots. Nicely done from Father Quiggy there.
Ooh, the flash.
Sees the hit coming from a mile away. Now, the question is, how much can they actually do to help get him out of this bad situation? He's got one for himself. Where did the Brimstone go was the question. Dallas just springs through, will not let him have any room to work with. Big Nerd now, peeking out with his own tour de force, is able to trade things back. Zen is making himself known this map. He is really coming alive right now. And Big Nerd gets pushed by Dallas. Quick flick on the sensitivity. Oh, this Jet is looking ever important, but through the smoke, Kenma actually takes him out. Live flick with his own sheriff hit. Zen seems to be everywhere right now, though. He's also going to hit up Live Slick. He's going to make it towards the teleporter. Have plenty of time to plant. 30 seconds left on the round.
No util here either because Live Slick was set up towards the B site. So what's the call? Just pick up, could be upgrade. I believe there was an operator in play. Right, so defending side, maybe the save potentially could be on the cards, but I think Live Slick's going to go for it. They have the lead. They have the rounds to give. Money's not great either way.
If you're Live Slick right now, though, you have no clue where Zen could be. He could literally be anywhere right now.
Yeah, and vice versa.
Had so much time to work with.
Zen's got no idea where Live Slick is going to come from. Probably has an inkling, and it's planted so open, which is a smart call from Zen knowing where Live Slick was. Now this clock is starting to tick a little bit faster.
Yeah, there's just not enough time. Takes up the knife. Takes up the knife for Live Slick. That's kind of a accepting fate, I'd like to believe. 6-5 now. Carl Albert, I mean, not really having a huge lead on this attacking side, but at the same time, I mean, hey, going into defense with any round lead is always going to be a big plus.
Yeah, I mean, but what is this buy? You know, I mean, after they were the winning team, but this buy wouldn't look like it. You know, they're trying to get up to 7 rounds with 3 Bulldogs. And Trinity Valley, they're sitting pretty. You know, even Zen has a leftover 3K in the bank, so feeling good for Trinity Valley potentially to get up to 6, even this up before they switch halves.
We've seen him in this position before. He seems to be the designated elbow player, and he's playing right outside of the smoke. This could be Mac. They don't actually see him, but Magui does check his teammate. Crosses his keys, dots his eyes, but there is a possibility of a res here. Instead, Big Nerd not willing to let him have it. They'll take it from him by force. And with that res, the man advantage back in the favor of Trinity Valley. No weapons, no problems. The Bulldogs are plenty. Everyone kind of huddling out towards long here, giving up the site for the most part. Reflex though, he goes wandering by, meandering through the smoke, is punished for it. There's the showstopper, could be huge, but no, it doesn't actually end up killing anyone off. The bomb goes down. There's the Molly taking out Magui. They have just so much stalling power here. Snow gets the second. Kenma has to push. He is taken out. Comes down to the 1v1, but I mean, where's the time? Time mod check, time.
There we go. Should be easy for Snow. And a 3K for the Killjoy. Must have heard me talking about
switching sides.
Uncharacteristic slow performance. Although Snow is only on 7 kills. So I take back what I said. You know, when I spoke about Snow a couple rounds ago, they were only on 4. So it has been quiet. They are on a less, you know, they're obviously on a Killjoy, not on a Reyna. But quiet nonetheless. And they
even then
tied it up. Trinity.
Really impressive stuff from Trinity, considering, like, again, when we first was watching this match, I mean, Carl Albert looked to just be the very clear front runners, looked to be taking the games away with no issues whatsoever, and Trinity Valley just fighting with every single thing they have, making sure that they have no regrets once this season is over, because while they won't be making it to playoffs, this is a great send-off for themselves if they are able to pull off this victory against another pretty good team in the standings.
And if you're
Carl
Carl Albert,
was 5-3, right?
yeah, 5-3. If you're Carl Albert, if you win this one, you get up to 6 wins, 6-3. The team in their group that made it to playoffs, you know, it was 7 wins was required. So right there at the cusp, only 2 teams from each group make it to the next stage. So all in said, wouldn't be a bad performance even if not making it to the postseason.
Then what a shot. Ocho Toes taken out early on here. Really hate the name, but you know how it is.
Well, I feel like you would like the name because instead of 10, there's only 8. Which you know,
smart.
for somebody like you,
That makes me think. Makes me think about it though.
in your
Only thinking about it.
particular, that's fair. Yeah.
All
that's fair.
right, live slick. I mean, he's gotten pretty far up here without being detected. That's a good sign for the hit. Although it is only 3v5, so Trinity Valley playing this very intelligently. Carl Albert has never been very good on
30
pistols,
seconds
though.
left.
Their pistol rounds have been lackluster, to say the least. It's really their eco rounds they have a higher percentage of winning on than their pistols, which, you know, not exactly the greatest of those. That's like he's forced out into the open, though.
Wow.
There's only 13 seconds left on the round. They can stall this one out. No. Snow is just so good.
Snow now has 7 kills in 2 rounds time between the last round of that half and the
He
first
heard you
round here.
talking. He heard you
Maybe,
talking
yeah.
that good.
So, you know, back in double digits. And get this for Trinity Valley, 5 of 6 on the pistol rounds. And when you talk about how impactful pistol rounds are, there's no way that this should be 6-7 in map 3 in a best of 3, right? Winning 5 of 6 with the fact that a pistol round pretty much gets you up 2-1, 3-1, just in terms of how they work. So, you know, as impressive as it is for Trinity Valley, I think that speaks even more impressively on how Carl Albert's able to operate in their ecos.
Yeah, definitely always a bad sign when you're losing that many pistols. But hey, sometimes you just gotta
And so
work with
it
the cards
makes
you're
me
dealt.
wonder if Carl Albert won even one more pistol, are we in this stage? You know, as impressive as their ecos are, just win the pistols. Makes it so much easier.
Right here.
Man, you should be a coach.
I should be a coach.
Just
Sign me, 100
win
Thieves.
the pistols. Yeah, Reflex, just shoot him, man. Just shoot him.
Just win. That's what I tell my guys.
Ooh, Dallas.
ask me
I'm
my
so
rank.
surprised he actually escaped his life there.
Yeah, with several guns shooting at him.
Yeah, even getting more damage than he takes somehow in that back and forth. And now the flash bring through the smoke. It's the classic 1-2 combo. Zen makes it look easy. Plus Dallos to help support. 6-8 now is Trinity Valley. This is pretty much the most dominant position they've been in over this series.
Yeah,
And it's only by 2 rounds.
Refreshing that they win the anti-eco there as well. And they can actually have a true bonus round now, because even if you go back on Ascent, where they won the pistol and then went on to win the round 2, it was by one remaining member, I believe. So not much of a bonus round you're getting there. But here with 4 alive, you're taking a lot of money now here. Win or lose, you're carrying a lot of money into the next. You can afford the full buy, right? So Trinity Valley with the lead, they've put themselves in a fantastic position to set up the latter stages of this final map.
Slow and methodical is the name of this round.
I love
Kenman
the
just
TP
using
pace.
utility. Even drawing a rotation, just the nade alone is enough pressure to actually get 3 onto A. So with the rest of the team ready to spring B, if they're able to draw over 1 more, that would just be absolutely phenomenal.
And they're all set up towards TP as well, so maybe you get a frag here.
Ooh, goodbye,
If they
Kenma.
don't, that would have sprung the teleport.
Yeah, I mean, no one even budging off the B site is the only issue. So this fake really not being sold too heavily from Carl Albert. Instead, they just lose members seemingly for free. Now, how many members do they actually expect to be on this B site? The answer is not enough, as Snow gets himself an easy one. Back he goes, just trying to retreat, capitulate until the rest of his team can arrive. The cavalry starting to come through, though. As the flash over the top goes, Big Nerd just that much better with the shots, though. The numbers have been evened up despite several players on red HP bars. Big Nerd, though, his positioning is fantastic. 3K now. Whittles it down to a 1v2, and although Magui was able to take one down with him, I mean, this is going to be a difficult challenge. Underhand flashes. He's got plenty of utility to work with, trying to set himself up. He's got the first, the second one right on his heels. He expects it, turns back around, but Big Nerd is just that much quicker on the trigger. 7-8, as Carl Albert will not be put down so easily.
Man, but overall, what a bonus for Trinity Valley, right? Carl Albert only get one alive, and so now their money is not great. Their buy is not going to be perfect, and Trinity Valley's is. And honestly, that entire round falls down to Big Nerd because Snow does fantastic on the initial take, and then, of course, Magui gets way more than they probably should have in that 1v2 situation with two players who could play off of each other. So, came down to the wire, and it was winnable for Trinity Valley, and should not have been that case necessarily. Carl Albert could have been a lot cleaner with that overall take. But they win the round regardless, and that's a big spot. Big spot, but no kill off of it.
Yeah, I'm surprised everyone just walks away with their life there. Big Nerd now. Gonna try and work out the showers here. He's got one player to find. Tucked into the corner. Not making any noise, so a good job of denial of information. Dallos just never saw it coming. He gets blindsided. That's just the risk you take when you play some of these more campy angles.
Planted.
Bomb goes down. Zen will hear it all, but can't really do much about it until the rest of his team gets here.
They don't have the weapons, but they have the numbers.
Do they have the shots is the question.
We've seen him pull out the shots before. The Maggie gets a little bit aggressive on the action.
They are fighting for that lockdown, and a lot of blood being shed in U-Haul just to try and deny that. And Snow now gonna spring out, but take a fair amount of damage. 1v2 now. Hoping someone extends himself into his crosshairs, but Big Nerd, his timing is spot on. Walking out any sooner, and he may just get himself mowed down, but instead, his patience is a virtue there. 8-8 now, as we have every single map of this game coming down to the wire.
He's got to be candidate for player of the day, surely. Big Nerd, if not the front runner, if not the outright, MVP. 32 frags in the first. I want to say 30 in the second one. Yeah, 31 on Haven, and now already 18 on Bind. And we are still minimum 5 rounds away from calling this one shut and dry. So Big Nerd, absolutely insane.
Statistically, Big Nerd, there is no arguing that he is the MVP because this guy has been putting up numbers.
Certainly a massive nerd.
Yeah, dominant fashion. Dominant nerd.
It's been a joy to watch.
Oh man, this shotgun right under heaven. Kenma, don't do it. Don't do it, man.
I'm surprised we haven't seen the judge sooner on Bind.
Oh.
Ooh, but Kenma goes right past. Are they gonna look back and just no free kill? That's the spike and more.
Well.
Spike down B.
He does get 2, but that's all Trinity Valley has really gotten so far this round. Instead, the rest of the team just getting dropped so far. And despite Zen's best efforts, I mean, that seems to be pretty much it.
Wow.
Okay, who's got this?
Not much for Snow. So, clean round. My one critique is that showstopper from Kenma, unfortunately, I don't believe has gotten a kill today on this map. Granted, only pulled out on this map.
A classic Sub-Rosa disciple.
Yeah, perhaps.
No kills with the ultimate.
Yeah, not shy in impact though. 17 frags for Kenma, and of course the round win off of the back of that one. And Carl Albert, 3 rounds straight after losing the pistol and the anti-eco.
You want to
Very
play?
strong.
Let's
Trinity
play.
Valley have not won on a heads-up gun round.
And when you hear the voice line come out for the tour de force, you instantly have to change your playstyle just because you know that's a dangerous weapon somewhere out on the map.
Absolutely. Can't contest for those. You don't necessarily have the tools to contest for those anyway.
I think the worst part is, too, you can't even take it off his body once he dies.
Yeah. And Big Nerd's also got a Vandal to work with, right? So miss a shot or, you know, wants to play a little bit more mobile, has the option available to him.
Oh, yeah. You're just hoping someone gets greedy.
Found one.
The scope and speed of that weapon is so fast, too. And he
The
caught
fact that it
quick
gives you a slow.
scopers.
So in groups, it's incredibly powerful.
Oh, you can only be in there so long, Snow, before they eventually flush you out.
30
They're gonna
seconds
get
left.
you eventually. There's the blind, trying to make some room onto the site. One player stuck back site. Out comes the fragment, just to deny the plant for now. It's gonna be oh so close. Ocho Toes is able to start the party off. 3v5 now. Trinity Valley, though, as Dallas has the shotgun, he's gonna be able to recover a weapon. 22 HP, though. Have a lot of room to work with. Oh, Meteor Strike just very narrowly
Just
avoided.
shy.
Will still buy a little bit more time. And with low HP, Dallas doesn't have a lot of options here. Instead, he is able to get another. That's really more than they could ask for. He jumps into the air. He's going to get shot in the back. It's Zen to go down. Big Nerd posted up a couple of op shots. He's low HP, but that doesn't matter because that gun is just so quick.
And that puts him onto double digits there as well. After a really slow round. And you know, I've said this so many times today. Control the tempo of the game. Control the tempo of the round. You'll go on to win the round. And they've been playing so fast. Both of these two teams have been playing very high tempo. All of bind. And then immediately just to flip that switch and play very slow. And then pull off the tour de force, obviously. So Trinity have to play very, very passive because they don't really know what's being given to them. Carl Albert's playing very slow. Carl Albert has these long angles down. And so that kind of opens up a little bit more space for them to work with and put Trinity in a situation where it's tough to defend from.
Here.
Yeah, and Dallas has been such a nuisance with this judge. I mean, God, it must be so annoying to have to walk around the corner and just eat this judge to the face. As I say that, though, not so
Yikes.
annoying anymore, Father Twiggy. Twiggy, I should say. It's Kenma. Oh, no, a misclick on the mouse. He accidentally jumps up. Cost him his life. Zen actually able to upgrade the armory as well. Worst case scenario there
Yeah, that's
for
not
the
ideal.
Rays.
Now
very
you're
least,
instead of a
some
5v2,
damage being
it's
done.
now instead of a 5v2, it's a 4v3 and a weapon given over, and they're still gonna come to the safe site. So Zen with the Vandal, all you need is one good tap. We'll find two.
Oh,
Not
wow,
enough.
Ocho. He may have just saved this. He may have
One
just saved the
enemy
entire
remaining.
game for his team with a kill like that, because that could have been a lineup. That could have been two. That could have really shifted the tide there. Magui will get himself a kill as Ocho kind of sprints out into the open on low HP. Not really recommended, I'd say. Magui is just, oh, nice pop flash. This could be huge. He's got
Right click.
one. Can recover the weapon as well. Still
already
1v2. It's so difficult to actually get on the bomb. I don't think he'll actually be able to defuse this one. How many players can he take with him? Hey, we've seen that before.
Yeah.
Another accidental jump right in the worst possible timing.
Yeah,
11 to 8 now. Carl Albert looking to finish what they started. They do not want this momentum being built up by Trinity Valley as of the last map to actually come into fruition this time around. This fairy tale ending may not actually be so sugar spice and everything nice.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of too much of that chemical X for Trinity Valley to handle. That's 5 rounds straight for Carl Albert. And again, in this second half, Trinity have not won a heads-up gun round. This would be the one to win. Carl Albert, you win this, money's broken. You're fighting for match point if you're Trinity Valley with Nico. So it's do or die right here. And they found a wide open A site. There's pressure showers, but they can waltz on in.
I mean, this pressure showers could actually be pretty impactful. As I said, as we see there, Kenma goes down. They've got a second as well. You have to make sure you clear showers. You have to make sure you account for it if you're going to get this bomb plant down.
Heal on, squad.
Beautiful.
Now, I mean, the heal is there as well. Dallas full HP again. Father Twiggy, though, Twiggy. I keep calling him Twiggy. Oh, can he make it actually to the wall in time? He can't. He just gets
hits it.
eaten up by that meteor strike.
This is
Now
great for
only
Trinity.
2 players left.
Last player standing.
Further grenades, no grenades to be used, just the turret, and through the smoke, he will meet an untimely end. 9-11 right now. The round score getting closer and closer. Trinity Valley, that's the momentum starter.
Yeah, and even beyond that, right? Carl Albert's money isn't great, right? Despite all of those wins, it's not perfect. And even further, because Trinity won that so clean, they can now afford to drop a map and still have a very competitive buy going in, right? So if they lose this round, for instance, and it's a 12-9 scoreline, they're no longer backs up against the wall with an eco. They can afford to bring rifles out into the next round. And make it a competitive fight for that match point here. So they've given themselves a couple of options in terms of breathing room here as that water starts to fill up the room. They're not quite out of it yet.
A gift.
There's the blind. It looks like they're just looking to run it back onto this A site. And now this time they send someone bathroom, so it's not quite as sloppy as the first time. So close to killing off the Jet, and Dallas actually takes a second one down with him. That should have never happened. It should have been an easy trade, but Big Nerd is there to pick the slack where his team lacks. 3-3 now. Oh, one player creeping out heaven. Will be spotted on both sides. Oh man, you could feel the tension. And Snow tries to get back onto the site. Just mollywop by Kenma there. As Kenma will at least be able to get to the nade up into heaven. It's going to push back Reflex that much further. It's up to Big Nerd in a 1v2. Where have we seen this before? Seen one of the bombs just yet. Tapped away. Is able to get the first, but Zen just pushing him. Not willing to play it patient. How much time does he actually have left? The answer is enough.
He's got it.
Oh yeah,
He's
that's good as diffused. Ooh, came down to the wire. Trinity Valley though, within one. They're within striking distance right now. This is as intense of a series as you will ever find, and you can't get it anywhere else. That's the wonderful thing about the NJCAAE, baby.
This is very reminiscent of Ascent, actually, now. You know, we get into the later stages of this half, and in that one where Carl Albert, again, it felt like they had it kind of covered after a really, really struggling first half. Carl Albert came out in that second half, you know, guns blazing, and Trinity Valley kind of punched their way
You want
back.
to play? Let's play.
Muscled their way to overtime to win it. So 11-10, couple of ultimates, though, for Carl Albert here. I'd say use them, right? Use whatever you have to cross the line.
Oh yeah, just everything. Throw the kitchen sink at it if you have to. But Ocho Toes eats the flash. That's a beautiful pop flash there. And that's the thing. I mean, Magui has not been pop flashing that angle too like at all this map. So it just you kind of lull them into a false sense of security. And when you actually go
long really at all.
Yeah. So I mean, that being done here, Magui is really just made this a comfortable round for his team so long as they play it well.
That goes back to, you know, what am I always saying? Control the tempo, control the round, right? So now they've gone up, they've been proactive, and they've changed up their defensive setup. And this is what it nets them.
Last player standing.
Oh, Snow with a nice headshot on Father Twiggy.
Live Slick all alone.
Yeah, this does not look very doable. I'm going to be honest with you.
Left.
In comes the fragment. Ooh, does that actually flush him out? Nothing just yet. 20 seconds left on the round. Best case scenario, this Killjoy brings the gun into the next round. But
and what's the money like for Carl Albert? You know, they'll have a loss bonus, but it's not great. It's not
10
great.
seconds left.
Yeah, there's the scoreboard. Big Nerd will be able to buy up, but everybody else is under 1,000.
yeah, I mean, I don't even think he'll be able to bring this gun into the next round. Oh, just barely living. Wow, no utility left over. So that is a gun saved successfully, but look at the money right now.
Thanks.
Who can actually
Big Nerd
afford
should be able to
what?
buy somebody. And Father Twiggy, only just not able to. And Father Twiggy's actually going to go for a Sheriff with the light armor instead of the Spectre light armor.
You know, and now that I'm seeing the money here, it's probably better if they didn't go for Oh no, yeah, it's the right decision to try and peel the gun off of live stick. Luckily able to save it, so that's gonna really put together a sloppy buy at best. It's not gonna be pretty, but sometimes you don't need it to be pretty. And with how many ecos have been won already in this matchup,
Ooh.
I mean, it can't be the worst thing in the world. Snow, though, a gorgeous headshot, and that is a music to your ears if you're Trinity Valley.
They haven't TP'd much, but that spike is there. So if there's resistance B, they can dip. There's still 3 players A as a result of that. So it's always an option.
Out
Now
comes
the
the
rotates
blind.
come in.
Not heavy pushes off the back of it, though. Almost seems like they're
should
poking
run.
and prodding, trying to draw a reaction here. Now the Killjoy ultimate comes out, though. That's at least going to open up the plant for them. Killjoy versus Killjoy. Lockdown for lockdown. Reflex pokes out elbow. He's looking to wrap up this 12th round. No one detained. One lockdown destroyed. Doesn't actually get any value off of the
30
ultimate.
seconds left.
Big Nerd now, combining with Ocho. I mean, these two were really fragging out the first map, but they're going to have to do everything for their team here if they want a chance at victory.
Last player
Instead, he
standing.
swings right into the turret, flushed out into the open, and Big Nerd has to do everything at this point, which I just don't see it happening. Dallos, from behind, makes it look easy because it is easy. He got himself a free kill. 12-11. This could be match point right here.
Yeah, Big Nerd would have needed the ace there. That's 4 in a row for Trinity Valley. That puts them on match point. The buy is not going to be perfect for Carl Albert. They have clawed themselves out of this hole and backs up against the wall. We saw them get blown out back in Haven and Map 1. That feels like an eternity ago. But backs up against the wall now, up against adversity. They're showing up. And this Athens team is playing like the Romans. Or is Athens Greece? That was such a great poetic line, and I just went there and I messed it up, haven't I?
Can't even see the Spartans because Athens, different city state.
Different city state, yeah. Wow, I'm throwing me back to 8th grade there.
I remember doing the little projects on it. I think I got like, I don't even remember what city I got. Start with the TH. Can't remember. Anyone in the chat, do you remember the city state that starts with the TH? Let me know.
Now, what's your favorite Greek god? They are playing like gods, though, Trinity Valley. That's a great way to start, though, for Carl.
Kratos, baby. My favorite Greek god.
Pushing for it. Gonna go God of War on here.
Ooh, Kenma actually getting a kill for himself. Big Nerd chimes in with one as well.
Spike planted.
Trinity,
Carl
we're
Albert
so
coming
close.
alive. Stopping him
Overtime
right
cards.
before the finish line. That is, unless Den has something to say about it. The bird gets shot out of the sky.
Last
Maybe
player
finally. Maybe finally. Oh, nope. Still nothing. You will still get nothing with that ultimate Sabrosa.
Wow.
Now, Ocho Toes finishing off the round. We're going to overtime again.
switching sides.
Another
And
overtime map. This is ridiculous.
Back to back. And it felt like Haven was going to go that way too, right? With the way that Trinity played. Carl Albert, that round win, man. You had 4 chances to get that round win. And I think if they get on to match point first, then this series is as good as theirs. You know? But they were so strong in the second half of Ascent, and then overtime came out in nothing. So Trinity Valley, with 1 overtime in their pockets. The issue is it's full buy on full buy, right? So how many true full buys have Trinity Valley won on versus how many true full buys did Carl Albert win on? That'll be tough for Trinity, for sure.
An early smoke being committed towards mid, but Father Fuigi, he's already getting tagged up. Can't use the blind just yet because he's been suppressed.
Oh, they're going to push him.
All the footsteps coming out. Father Fuigi's the first one up to bat. He's going to get tested,
Spike
and
down
he can't
A.
pass Dalos. He wins it yet again. Ocho Toes does everything he can to get the second down with him. It's a 2v3. Trinity Valley, they have the advantage here. Bomb hasn't been planted yet. In fact, bomb is out in the open. How do they retrieve this safely with Kenma now posted up? Using the boombot, all of his utility. Oh, nice headshot. Dalos gets laid out.
Placing sentry.
Lovely. But it's a crossfire now.
That's the bomb being seen. Where is Live Slick? Heaven
Player
just
on his
backing him
left.
up.
Oh, that's the
One
position given
enemy
away.
remaining.
Oh,
Beautiful.
nicely done from Kenma. Avoiding the flash, tucking behind the box, and swinging out when he's
Last
distracted.
player standing.
Reflex
Headshot.
is dinked. One more shot will do it. 10 HP. Live
30
Slick, this is
seconds
your
left.
time to shine. Even your turret can do it for you.
And it should, because that spike's out in the open.
Nice move from Reflex to not get himself killed off there.
No smokes. Not much to work with. He's got to take out this turret. No time.
10 seconds left.
He's got it.
Oh, man, 5
There's
seconds.
no time.
Do not throw
Gotta go
this
for the
this
kill.
time.
Wow.
See, and that's the difference right there. You see it right there. Trinity Valley,
Switching sides. Match
they lose
point.
the close, high pressure time situation, while Carl Albert, when they know they can win off of time, they will not randomly throw the round like we saw in Ascent. I'm still caught up on that one, by the way.
Yeah, that one was tough. And it felt like for a second with Live Slick there that we were maybe going to get a repeat of that, because it was Live Slick who was the offender, or one of the offenders in that scenario.
There
but
were
not the
many
case.
offenders last time, I'll be
I'll
honest.
point out
with
here
you.
real quick though, Big Nerd, only 28 frags. I say only. They had 32 in the first, 31 in the second. We're now in overtime here. Haven't hit that 30 margin. Zen on Trinity has though.
Grenade.
The big difference maker right now. And oh, what a bang shot.
Ooh.
Snow is completely flushed out into the open. Not quite finished off there, but 18 HP.
health. Getting tagged on the way out too.
Luckily does have the sky, so if he can retreat back to his teammate and get healed up for the most part. But it looks like Carl Albert is kind of hesitant to actually spring onto the site here. As I say that though, a very unshy double blast pack from Kenma, who may just get shot in the back if he's not careful. Where are the smokes at? They're nowhere to be seen, and Reflex now taking advantage of it. That's 2 kills. Trinity Valley, this is their chance to keep themselves alive in this situation. Carl Albert just need this single round right now.
Spike planted.
They've got numbers. Trinity does. They're on 4.
Oh, Magui wins it, but not before Father Fuigi does take his teammate down. It's a 3v2. Magui on low HP.
Last player
Live Flick is the
standing.
man up to bat right now, but he's blinded. He can't see anything. The bird is in his face. It's 13-13. Overtime number 2 is up.
Yeah, we're getting extra rounds on the board here. Clock's running late here.
Switching
Carl
sides.
Albert.
Overtime.
It's not a clean 2-0. Trinity had a clean 2-0 in the last map, but Big Nerd needs that big 3-0. He needs that 30. Well, as soon as Big Nerd drops 30, then then we can, call this match over. But in the first half he had 18 kills, so a
I just
slowdown from their
I heard a
star player.
caster curse. I heard a caster curse in there. Sorry. It's
Oh, I'm
doomed.
good at that. What am I? I think I've done 3 of them today, or something
Mhm.
like that.
If your team really wants to win, contact this man. He can instantly put a hex on the other team.
Yeah, I've voted against Optic and Guard in the pickups.
Oh no. Oh wait. Oh yes, actually.
Satchel out.
Oh yes,
Satchel out.
but the universe might understand my fake there. So who knows?
Yeah, the universe might just read it.
Teleport's ready.
Big Nerd getting spammed himself. Standing out in the open is always a precarious position when you're against a team with good lineups.
How do you break in?
I mean, it's just
Valley.
so difficult.
Yeah. Everyone's here. They can TP though. I don't know if they know that, but they can TP. Father Friggy goes down, but he won't. Ooh, and they're trapped.
A rare aggressive move down mid. Haven't seen that too often out of Carl Albert. Trinity Valley, though, getting picked apart here. Having too much of an issue trying to entry onto the site.
Got him.
Might be-
30
Oh,
seconds left.
good by
Ooh.
Zen. Just domed there.
feels inevitable.
Last player standing.
Okay, Thanos. Snapping away Trinity Valley's
10
hopes
seconds
at winning
left.
this round. 9 seconds left. Even if all the kills come through, I don't believe Snow will actually be getting that bomb plant down. And it looks like this
Switching
one
sides.
is back in the
Match
favor of
point.
Carl Albert. This is set point, game point, match point.
Been
And
here
man,
before.
oh man, this is where the pressure really sets in. 29 kills for Big Nerd. I know you were talking about the Big 30. This is his chance to get it while closing out the match simultaneously.
He's in at 31 kills too, so dethroning Big Nerd for the match MVP at the moment. But we've been here before. Carl Albert on advantage. Trinity Valley trying to take us back to deuce.
Time to hunt.
Early utility being thrown out there. Only 2 members in the A site so far. 3 strong on B. This spot for the Jet has been tried and true. Dallos has come up with multi-frags many a time.
Oh, they've spotted it
This time,
though.
oh, they know. Dallas is getting absolutely murdered.
Wow, cheeky ping. Great comms.
No armor this time. No tailwind.
Go get him.
Without a dash, Jet just doesn't get to be quite as free, quite as loose.
Oh, and that nade's gonna push her out.
Another fantastic. It's
Dallas.
all about the utility usage. Carl Albert. Fantastic play there.
Yeah, that's 30 on Big Nerd. The TP over.
You might have just broken the caster curse somehow, some way.
Spike planted.
Caster curses should apply to you too. You should get punished for that at
Nope.
some point today. So
Nope.
yeah, it's all on me for some reason.
Yep.
And it's all on Carl Albert.
5v3. I mean, this is the best possible chance they can have. Trading 1 for 1 there. Zen gets a second though. Reflex on the flank. Oh, they're starting to close in. Father
Ooh.
Fwiggy can't make it happen. It's a 1v2. Big Nerd. It all comes down to the man himself. Zen's on the bomb, but he just gets domed once.
No trade.
Low HP. The brimstone is low. The bomb is running out of time. Reflex, he
No
can't
time.
do it. It's over. Big Nerd with a 3K. Like you said, he's over 30. He wins it for his team, and Carl Albert, through the trials and the tribulation, they bring home the 2-1. It was close. It was exciting. And it all came down to that last round. But in the end, Carl Albert proves to be the better squad today. And man, oh man, was that a nail biter? I mean, better way could you go out in your season?
Yeah, not at all how we anticipated this one to go after we saw the first half of that first map. I mean, an incredible performance. And when I said that both of these two teams are ready to put it all out there on the servers, they did not disappoint. Of course, the match MVP, in my opinion, has to go to Big Nerd, ending it with the big play, of course. And that is now 3 straight games where he was above 30. 32 in the first, 31 kills in the second, and I believe 34 in that final one. Excuse me, 32 in that final one. So not bad. Not bad.
The
The big man with the
menace.
big plays.
Absolutely. Big man, big nerd, big plays, and a big victory for Carl Albert to end their season. I believe they're 6-3 now. They were one off of that playoff spot. So really, I mean, there is all the reason to feel good about their season. They were oh so close. Next time you run it back, maybe that's the playoff spot you lock in with a little bit more experience and improvement. So, I mean, really a fantastic series. I had so much fun. That's going to be it for us today. Really just anyone you want to shout out, Shakir? I mean, aside from the Army National Guard and HyperX, who are our fantastic sponsors for the NJCAAE. Thank you guys so much for allowing us to do some of these great shows and having some of these absolute banger matches like we had today.
Well, I gotta show some love for Powell, Oklahoma, right? They have a fantastic team in Carl Albert, and no postseason for them, but that shouldn't mean that they don't have anything to feel proud about, because this is certainly a team where on the right day can go the distance. And the same thing for Trinity. You know, they might finish the season 3-6 and a lot further down, but I gotta wonder, you know, any single 50-50 round goes their way here, and this is a very different story. And I gotta wonder how many more times this season that has happened to them. So this league has the pieces of incredibly competitive matchups time and time again, and today was no different.
Absolutely. With that, we will be signing off. That was a fantastic 3-game series, but man, oh man, I don't know if your voice is hurting like mine is, but that was too exciting for our own good. So thank you very much for everyone who tuned in. Thank you very much for watching here today, and we'll see you guys next time at the NJCAAE. Peace out.